This is Bruce Buffer, and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA-Holes!
No way.
From the Sanosi 1.5K King Studios of Arizona. What is the potential of Islam Makhachev? Will Sean Omalley be a champion? Let's talk UFC 280. Let's talk Jake Paul, Anderson Silva, MMA news with the MMA-Holes. I came up the wrong elevator. Sorry, guys. How you doing? Welcome to the show, friends. I hope everyone's wonderful. In the chat, how's everyone doing? It's Wednesday night. Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva is happening this Saturday. So we're going to react to that stuff. You got Calvin Kattar. He's fighting. Allen's fighting him. That's going down. A lot of stuff to talk about with that. But tonight what I want to do is I want to wrap up this UFC 280 stuff, man. I mean, there's still things left on the table. What if scenarios, aftermath of UFC 280. So we're going to talk about that tonight here as we hang with the boys. I need everyone in the chat to do me a favor. I need everyone in the chat to hit that like button, share the stream, and stay wonderful. Tonight we have a fantastic show for you. For the first time ever, this gentleman's on the show. Very excited to have him on here. A personality on YouTube, just lighting it on fire. No pun intended over there. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you for the first time ever on the MMA Holes, Jesse on Fire. Let's go, baby!
What's up? Let's do this thing.
It's man, this has been in the works for a while. It's good to have you here.
Thank you very much. Did you do that intro live? Like the intro is Suga Sean. Were you doing that, or did you record that?
The Suga Sean.
I don't know, the original, like at the end of the intro. You know?
Oh, how I pop up?
Because if you did it live, that was really impressive.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's our biggest problem over here. I do everything live. Everything is like live, and we fuck up so much over here on the show. But that's how I prefer to stream on YouTube. I know uploads are the fancy thing to do, but I like to live stream.
Uploads are a pain in the balls.
Yeah, I mean, and to stay consistent with them too. I mean, the way you pump out content over there, it takes a lot of time and effort.
I have to talk myself into doing uploads every time I do them versus I mean, I just try to pump. I try to get one out every single day.
Every day.
Check the box.
There you go. So Jesse, it's good to have you over here on the show. I do want to get into the UFC 280 stuff, all that fun stuff. But listen, we've been talking like crazy about that. Let's talk about you. How about that?
All right. I don't know. I probably won't have much to add other than my feelings on the fights, but you can do it however you want.
So basically on this show, that's what we do. We have fighters on, we make them uncomfortable. We have a little fun. We just basically talk about them as a human, right? That's I mean, honestly, they answer the same questions over and over and over again. So, and then when I do appearances on other people's shows, they ask me the same fucking 12 questions that I'm hearing over. Like, it's like, who are you picking in this fight? Who are you picking in that fight? And it's like, bro, I mean, it's like a broken record on YouTube. Everyone's doing the same shit, Yeah,
I totally agree with that.
So
that's why I don't have. I only have guys on if I think that there's going to be an interesting conversation to have for that exact reason.
There you go. Yeah, that's the way to do it. And I noticed that you have made some real cool connections. I've seen you with Michael Chandler, Anthony Smith as well. So you got this nice hook. You're on the fucking Brendan Schaub fight companion. My goodness, look at you.
Yeah, that was a good time. That was a good time. I mean, when you get to watch the event with like, you know, Frank Mir and Schaub, it's fucking awesome because you're just like, hey, what do you guys think about that? And you know, what's a more credible voice than those two guys? Especially Frank Mir when you're talking about the jits. You know, it's like I asked him as much shit as I possibly could about the jiu-jitsu. I was just trying to absorb.
Yeah, you know, so I wanted to talk about that. Yeah, let's start with that then. And then I'm going to move backwards. But I do want to talk about, how did you get, like, linked up with Schaub?
So I think, you know, a guy that works on his staff, Mark Forbes Hanley, is a buddy of mine. And then and he kind of put me in front of him. And then we started rapping out. I mean, look, dude, like that's the thing about this this sector is like, if you meet anybody that does this, you already know that you share this common interest, and so it's not hard to make friends. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's very easy to burn bridges as well.
That's fair. I try not to. I try not to.
We've burnt a lot. We've burnt a lot over here. In the beginning, we burnt, like, with ARIEL Helwani and Luke Thomas. Like, I've really, like, torched everyone that I can torch in the beginning.
Yeah, that might be a little bit different. I've got, like, with ARIEL, so I actually spoke to ARIEL probably 2 years before I started Jesse on Fire. And he was super nice. He would always respond. He still always responds, but now he responds in like one word. And I'm like, Jesus, I'm like, what the fuck did I say about ARIEL? He's got it. Like, I must have done something. And I went back and I found a few clips and I'm like, he might have seen that, you know? Because I just say things.
Yeah, he's a sensitive Jew. Just say that. I mean, let's be honest here, Jesse, right?
Yeah. I said some really nice things about him though when he was beefing with Schaub. I thought he handled that, you know, like he was fucking hilarious on that.
You know, it's funny. I did notice that you put up a bunch of videos. I mean, you've done Joe Rogan videos, you've done Brendan Schaub videos. Whether it's either criticizing or complimenting, you do like to play both sides of the fence. And did Brendan bring up the fact that you made videos about him?
No, Brendan doesn't watch any of that stuff. Brendan's he is completely disconnected from social media. Like his guys do it.
Really? So was it in the back of your head, like while you're sitting there at the table with them, right? Were you saying to yourself, man, I hope nothing comes up here that I say? Like, was it like?
Well, no, I mean, like basically, I genuinely really try to be careful about, like, all right, so is this a relationship I want to nuke before I make it? And I'm like, I'm usually pretty careful. Like I eviscerated Josh Fabia, and I knew that was a relationship that was never going to matter. You know what I mean? It's like he exists. He's a bad actor. So I can make 30 videos fucking with that guy, and who cares? But I try not to say anything about people that I think I might end up running into that I would want to be friends with.
And like, we're talking about fighters all the time, right? You do live streams, you do your videos as well. They do very well on YouTube. I see that. And so you talking about fighters, do you ever get fearful, like if you have a hot take on a certain fighter or a matchup or whatever it is, do you like, oh, do I say it? Or like, do you ever like doubt yourself?
The only time that I've ever said anything where afterwards I was like, fuck me, I wonder if he saw it. Because now I'm basically, like, at this point, I have to just assume that people that I talk about are going to see it, just because that's happened so many times where they'll reach out to me afterwards, you know, when I say something positive. But like, I actually won't even repeat who it was, but I in one take, I watched a guy, he won a fight, and I was watching him in the post-fight speech, and just every instinct I had was like, this guy would beat the fuck out of a girl, dude. And like, and I basically said as much in my take, and then afterwards they're like, you're not afraid of this guy? I was like, no, I'm super fucking afraid of him. That's kind of my point. I think if my sister was dating him, I'd be terrified he was gonna fucking beat her to death. And then I'm like, Jesus, that's probably written in pen now, so shit ain't washing off.
You know, I think about some of the things even I say about the female fighters. They could all kick my ass too. Everyone I say things about can kick my ass. I'm very realistic of this. So I'm waiting for the moment that I'm just getting japped in the street, you know?
Yeah. That's my favorite conversation with people who have no context, is like, you know, the would Amanda Nunes beat them in a fight or like that? It's just fucking ridiculous. Like people who are, oh dude, I've got 50 pounds on her. I'm like, she would fucking turn you into a pretzel and fuck you with whatever she's holding in her right hand, dude.
Pretty much. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hey, if you're just jumping in, we're live with Jesse on Fire here on the MMA-Holes. It's good to have Jesse here. And I do want to talk about like how you linked up. So you linked up with Schaub. You're sitting there. So what is it like? He wasn't in the Thick Boy studio. He did it from like a comedy place, right?
Yeah. He had a show in Salt Lake City. So basically, I was. So like I said, the way I got connected with them is Mark is a buddy of mine, and then. So I was set because I'm doing it again this weekend, and I was already set to do the fight companion this coming weekend for Anderson Silva and Jake Paul, and Schaub wasn't going to do one because he had a comedy series that weekend. But then when he found out that the fights were in Dubai and they were on at like noon, he was like, "Dude, we could do a fucking fight companion during the day." And he's got like a big setup, dude. Like he's like his shit's legit. They're like, bunch of cameras, I mean, it's like a whole deal. And they like brought it all out there. And he asked, he's like, do you guys, would you come out and do the fight companion? I was like, fucking for sure, dude. So I went out there and went to the comedy show. He's got some, dude, it's a funny set, dude. The guys that open for him are really funny too. And then we did the fight companion the next day, got drunk all day, and then hung out in the green room all night. It was a really good time.
So you partied with them afterwards, you're saying, too?
Yeah, both nights.
Very nice. Yeah. Did Kalila come? Did he have sex? Did he bring her to the truck or what?
Kalila was going to come and slow poison everyone there, dude. She's like, here, let me make your drink for you. Don't worry. Yeah. It's totally safe, dude. It's totally safe. She's not a sociopath at all.
A couple of things about Brendan. Like, here's one thing. I think the guy is brilliant when it comes to networking. Like, you always surround yourself with smarter people, right? That's like all the super successful people out there understand that you don't want to be the smartest one in the room. You want to surround yourself with smart people. It's that's the way to live. And I feel like Brendan Schaub is so good at that. Like, he legit makes sure that he has people around him. He makes all the networking connections, the whole deal. And that is, very commendable. And that's why he is where he is right now. I mean, it's amazing what he's accomplished as a content creator. Now,
he's also a grinder, man. He works his balls up. He's doing like 18 different things. I was getting tired watching him last weekend.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Chris Curtis, is that the guy you're talking about, the UFC fighter that he would kill a girl or something like? Okay.
No. No.
You ever have we get a lot of these? Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I would tell you if you landed on him, but it's not him.
Okay, keep guessing in the chat. Is he? Has he been an actor fighter for a while?
Oh no, they just have to guess him. Okay. I'm not playing 20 questions.
Come on, give me
him. I'll admit it.
Okay, it's not Chris Curtis. Okay, yeah, good. I like Chris Curtis. He's a good guy. Anyway, so I do respect that with Brendan Schaub, but I have to say, come on, let's be honest here. The stand-up's not very good. I mean, you saw him live with his new material. Were you did you feel like you had to laugh because he was so nice to have you on the show? Dude,
what I'll say is he fucking kills for his like the crowd. They love him, dude. Like, it's kind of like, I was thinking about this when I was there, is like, like if a person goes up and gives a best man speech and fucks that up, then they have no business public speaking ever again for the rest of their life, because everyone wants to laugh at the wedding. And he has such a warm crowd. The only people that go there are obviously huge fans, because like he knocks them dead at the at his shows for sure.
Well, yeah, I guess like what he did with the Gringo Poppy, he did make sure he filled the audience with people that are, cater to his material. So very smart move by that. So yeah, listen, hey, credit. He's going for a hustle. You're like that's what he wants to do. He wants to be a comedian, and he's nothing stopping him. No matter what, he's going to go full force into this thing. So
dude, he's doing it. He's got like a liquor. He's got merch. He's got like incredible. He's got the content. He has like this whole apparatus that I was like, Jesus, I got a fucking camera and a microphone. That's it. Mm-hmm. Like he's got like a whole deal.
It's wild.
Big operation.
So how many bappas did he say in one night? How many did you get?
I have no idea. He said dicey a lot though.
Did he? Yeah. So now you're sitting in this room, right? You're watching this fight companion. Like you're watching the fights, excuse me, you're having a fight companion over there. Did it ever get awkward? Did you ever say, hey, because Frank Mir, I got to be honest with you, he's a very nice guy. We did XMMA while he was doing color commentating, so we were able to kind of intertwine with him a little bit. Seemed like a very nice guy. But do you find that he might have some CTE?
No, I mean, I don't think so. He's a really sharp guy. Now, obviously, like when he's, you're talking to him about mixed martial arts, it's like talking to Elon Musk about fucking electric vehicles. It's like, so no, I had people actually comment that to me, and I was like, really? And I watched it back, and I was like, I don't know, man. He sounds smart to me, dude.
Yeah, he's
like yeah.
No, I was saying, I just feel like, as, he continues in what he's doing, it does feel like, I don't know, it feels like he gets lost a little bit. And not like he's like completely losing his mind, but there's certain times where you're like, is he all right, man? Like, and another thing too, he has one arm that's really small. What's that? Did you see that? People on Reddit were talking about.
Yeah. He had some major surgery, on his shoulder that I believe he told us what it was. I can't remember what the name of the surgery is, but it like completely immobilized his arm.
Oh my God.
He can't train. Like he can't train jits or anything. Like it's like, but I guess it's getting better now, but yeah, that's.
Oh my God. That's gotta be torture. Your whole life, you're submerged into this lifestyle. I mean, you want to take it to the grave, right? You want to train. Do you train?
Yeah. Yeah, I do jiu-jitsu like 6 days a week.
Oh, okay. So you're not like me. I like to shove Cheetos in my mouth and watch fights. You're not like that. You like to train.
I like doing that too.
You keep yourself in pretty good shape. How much steroids do you do?
A lot. I'm just kidding. Enough to look like I'm 25 when I'm 42.
Are you really 42?
Yeah.
Okay. How about this? I'm 45. What do you think about that, Jess? Look at that.
It looks like you look like you're on steroids too then.
I got a wife that's 26, so that helps,
Is that right?
Yeah. I robbed her out of the cradle and made her my co-host. It was a master plan.
Slung her over your shoulder.
Yeah. That's the plan. But okay, so no steroids, nothing. You kratom. You like kratom and stuff like that? You talk about that?
I do like kratom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is kratom?
Kratom's it's a supplement that basically like if someone really likes blow and they're like, I really shouldn't do blow, and they drink a lot of coffee, that would be an identical comparison to like if a person really loves oxy and it's like, dude, you can't take fucking oxy, then you do kratom instead. Kratom's like the coffee of people who dig opioids, but it's like, It's actually not an opioid. It just gives, it's like a really, really mild kind of people who like pills, but they but yeah, it keeps a lot of people off of doing pills who have like a history of just eating pills like a fucking suicidal maniac.
Gotcha. Yeah, I never dabbled into that. There's a guy in the chat, Kainoto, that's always telling me, get a kratom sponsor. He's so into. I never tried it or any of that. I think I would go nuts. I don't know. I feel like I do gummies. Like I have the little marijuana gummies here and there. Get a little loopy. Yeah. Do you like to do any other drugs? Like, do you do any weed or anything like that?
No, see that's the thing is weed makes me fucking nuts, man. Like, and it always has. So like, it's like a curse, dude. If you don't, everybody needs something, dude. Like you just walk around fucking sober all day long, every day. If people lose their fucking mind, and weed is just not it for me. So kratom's solid. I can't say that when I'm endorsing the product. Like when I run the product, I could just say, here's what you get. I never say a fucking thing about what it is just because you can't. Mm-hmm. But it's like, if people know what it is, then, you kind of promote a specific brand or whatever. Gotcha. Schaub has a kratom brand too. And so did Mir, actually. Everybody's got one apparently.
Wow, look at that. Yeah, we got like the Delta 8 stuff and all that stuff with the marijuana. But yeah, kratom. Yeah. It's tricky with YouTube though. Like you can't put these links in your description. We've got nailed a bunch of. I was like, oops. Like gambling sites, you got to be very careful. So when you get sponsors or anything like that, are you fearful of, like, for instance, like kratom and stuff? You said you have a kratom sponsor, right?
Yeah.
So do you put a link in your description, or you just like give them a shout out?
I just give him a shout out. And honestly, I'll ask you, dude, like, do you notice if you put a sponsor in your description and you write something like promo code, do you feel like your reach gets limited?
Let me tell you something.
Like, I'm not.
Let me tell you something. I'm blacklisted. My description is just slammed with links and my donation things, and I've noticed I get demonetized every single. I'm demonetized right now. I just saw the yellow thing pop up. Like it's as soon as you start overloading. Like I started doing stories, and then all of a sudden none of that stuff's happening. But yeah, I do believe you get blacklisted for sure.
Yeah, dude. Because like when I first got like the way that I got sponsors was Bisping has been like really generous and helpful. Like I asked him like how he does it. And he connected me with these guys that did all his sponsorships, and they got mine. And literally as soon as I started calling out sponsors and I put the promo codes in, I saw my impressions go way down. And I asked him, I was like, dude, is that normal? And then he connected me with some guy who's like and he said that yeah, they monitor that, and then they fucking crush you sometimes.
Yeah.
If you're a medium-sized channel, apparently. If you're a huge channel, they don't give a fuck. Like, I mean, they probably do, but they won't.
You won't notice it.
They need them as much as they need, YouTube. But like the medium-sized channels get fucked.
Yeah, I'm constantly on the live chat with Google saying, hey, why is this? My community is hitting me up saying, yo, they're unsubscribing me. They're taking my notifications off. And then I look at the stats,
yeah.
They're not getting notified for these things. And I'm like, and they're like, no, it's because they're not clicking the bell. I'm like, no, you're unclicking their bell. Like, that's what's happening. And they just deny it until they're blue in the face. And
even when they have it clicked, they're like, oh yeah, I'm not getting them. And I know that too, because there are tons of channels where I ring the bell and I never get their notifications.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's so true. Hey, chat, hit the notification bell, okay? And subscribe to Jesse on Fire. Go check out his content over there. We're going to talk about his sexual experiences, his dick size, and fights.
Ooh, let's do that. Let's do that for sure. It's going to be way more interesting than the fights.
So you're linked up with a lot of cool individuals. And how did you get into the MMA world? Because someone slipped into our DMs and sent us something of you on a reality show. I was like, wait a second, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, that's totally unrelated. Was it the startup one or the wedding one?
It was you and your wife now. I didn't watch it, but I saw CW. That's what I saw on there. So it's like,
okay, yeah. That's so Gabrielle and I got married on a reality show 14 years ago. And that's that one. But like, there was another reality show that we're on that's 1,000 times cooler. That was about a fantasy sports company I was building. But yeah, the CW show was, what's crazy. It's like, it was just before, inevitably something like that would be on the internet all over the place. You could see the previews and stuff, but like the full episode is on DVD and I have it here, and that shit ain't never going on the motherfucking internet.
That's pretty wild. So did you, when you were younger, were you like, hey man, I want to be a star. Like I want to be someone that, what did you want to do when you were younger?
When I was in college, I didn't think that I was ever going to get out of college. I just wanted to drink and fuck a million girls. And then like, it's like, oh dude, hey, you're going to graduate in like 6 months. I was like, 6 months? That's a million miles away. I don't need to think about that. I never really even thought about it. It was like, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh, you're graduating. What do you want to do? It's like, I guess make money. I went into real estate and shit. The way that we ended up on the reality show is just super random. Like, we looked up jobs on Craigslist, and it was like cool, fun jobs. And we found this listing. It was all looking for cool, fun couples to go on a television show, win up to $100,000 in cash and prizes. Basically, the way it sounded was like it was the Newlyweds Game, except for people who are not married. So we thought we were signing up for like a how well do you know your fucking whatever. And it was actually the producers of The Bachelor, and they were like, and it's like, hey, so you guys are going to there's a wedding in 7 days, and you guys need to go through all this and then decide at the altar whether you're going to go through with it or not. And we were like, oh, all right, well, cool. So we got married, and 14 years later, I mean, I knew I was going to marry her anyway, but free wedding, like free wedding dress. They paid us $10K, her free ring, free fucking everything. Flew everybody out.
That's insane. Like if you would think of the odds, that would never work out. And here you are many years later and everything's great. Yeah. That's unbelievable. Yeah. So how the hell do you guys make it work for so long?
Oh my God. Well, she's the best, dude. I would say it's a combination of things. Like she's the sexiest girl I've ever seen. I've never seen a girl I thought was hotter than her. And then also she doesn't break my balls at all. Like her and I never fight, like never. Like we literally never fucking fight. We're just wired exactly the same when it comes to like, I think all the things that kind of determine how healthy a relationship is.
You never fight. I fight. We fight every day. Every day we have, it's fun. Like,
yeah.
How do you not fight?
That's what Schaub was saying this weekend. He's like, Schaub and Mir were talking about like that they like to fight. Like they're like, yeah, I like to fight. Like, and I was like, I don't, man. I don't. Not with my girl. I get too like I mean, I fought with every single girl that I dated before her, and she fought with every single dude before her before me. But like, I get too mad. You know what I mean? Where like fighting with your girl is like just hits a different part of your gut where you're like, this fucking shit, you know? And her and I just don't fight, man.
Wow. I love my wife so much that we fight on air. That we drag it onto the MMA holes. We let the chat enjoy it as well.
But you guys both like it, right?
Yeah, we're two assholes. We're two prideful assholes. That's what we are, you know?
Yeah.
Like my Jessie is like, she's a smart young lady, and she's got if she has an opinion, she's going to let it be heard. And if I have opinion as well, we just, but I'm assuming with you, there one kind of has to back down at some point, right? Or
yeah, it's her for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
But also I'll pick my battles. Like, it's like, there are certain things where, you know, I could just look at her. I'm like, oh fuck, she's immovable on this. And then it's like, fuck it. You know, like both of us have a pretty good fuck it button, you know, where it's like, all right, fuck it.
Smart. Yeah. Compromise communication for sure. You know, it's funny. I've seen a bunch of your stuff. You know, I've been, just rummaging through your content over there, and you have a very strong personality, a very hard opinion, and some people think you're an asshole. Now, I got to say this.
Shocker.
Yeah. I mean, but you're not, right? I mean, the little bit of communication we have here, you seem like an extremely nice guy, and the DMs are very nice as well. Why do you come across as an asshole on YouTube? What's that about?
I don't know. I don't think I do. I just I honestly, my entire approach to filming content is just like, actually, when I film for my channel, I just pretend that I'm talking to a room of my best friends, telling them a story about a thing that they don't know about. Mm-hmm. Like, I literally are just like, that's exactly how I talk to all my buddies. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you think this fucking guy is going to come back after all that? It's just and that's why people love being like, you stupid fuck, you were wrong about that fight. And I'm like, all right, you know, that's true. I was super fucking wrong, dude.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, chat, I know I'm an asshole. Listen, I get it. I'm very realistic of it. I don't back down. You know what Luke Thomas said to me? Luke Thomas said to me, he goes, and this is like year one of the MMA holes when I was running around Manhattan trying to get everyone pissed off.
What
right?
year was
that? 2016. We started, and it was just me running around. Like, I really started a lot of trouble with ARIEL and Luke. I had them sending out, Vox sent out emails to all the guys, don't associate with the MMA holes. Like, I was really fucking with them bad. Luke, I got on Sirius on Mike and called Luke Thomas a hot dog, bottom lip, piece of shit. Like I went at him. Yeah. I've done streams at Luke, and he's actually a really nice guy. And we got drunk one night, and he's like, he goes, you know what your problem is? You're too nice. That's what he tells me, because I come across as an asshole. Yeah. Like, I say controversial things, but at the end of the day, I mean no harm. I'm just having a good time. It's just sarcasm and silly wit. So when you're catching criticism online, and have you ever had a moment where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna fuck this person up? Like, have you ever broke?
Oh, fuck yeah, for sure. I had a moment where if the person was in my neighborhood, I would have fucking shattered their skull and gone to prison for life. But it was like, yeah. But me and him are actually cool now. He's on my, he goes on my live chats, and him and me are cool. He put a picture of my daughter in a thumbnail and referenced something about grooming, and then did a live, like a premiere. I just don't think he really thought about what he was doing. It's like, dude, you watch my content. Do I really look like the one to fuck with about my fucking daughter? Like, I think what I said was, I was like, if my daughter's picture is still on this thumbnail in 5 minutes, I will literally find you and tear your fucking throat out of your mouth. I will fuck your dead skull. I lost it. Like, I legitimately fucking completely lost it. Like, and then I found his name, and I found his name and the city that he lived in, and I fucking doxed him in there. And then boop, the picture was down, the whole thing was down very quickly. Yeah. That's the only time I really snapped, though. But it was about, my fucking 10-year-old daughter.
Yeah, kids are off limits. You can't fuck with kids, man. Like what the hell? Like, that's just a low life move.
Put her picture up, and write groomed on it.
Is this, wait, hold on. I think, wait, by the way, you froze, but is there a way to, hold on a second. I lost you for a sec. I hear you, but you're frozen. It's a beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Dude, having so much content up, it's like if you ever freeze on my face, that looks good compared to how it normally looks. Dude.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe if you turn your camera on and off, maybe, I don't know. See if that works. Yeah. Because I'd hate to, because you know what's going to happen. These knuckleheads on the internet are gonna have fun.
I could see. I'm still like on my screen. I'm still moving around. I could see that I'm frozen though on yours.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let's see. There we go. Perfect.
There we go.
Yeah. Listen. I know how people are. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna meme the shit out of that picture. So you don't want that. You know.
You're gonna draw a dick in my mouth.
So yeah, like you said though, yeah, kids are off limits. I've had situations like that too, where people slid in. People said that they were gonna rape and kill my wife and throw her in a trunk, and yeah, like I was like, what the fuck? Like real crazy stuff. A lot of lunatics out there. So you're saying
I'll tell you a funny story about that. So some dude emailed me, and he was like something about like, yeah, fuck Gabrielle. You know, he's like, yeah, he's like, well, Gabrielle's sucking my dick. And I was like, and you know, it's just like I was just in a mood to like fuck with him, and so I emailed him back, and I convinced him that he had won a pair of Jordans, but so I needed his fucking name and his address and his Instagram, and I actually got this fucking guy who started off telling me, you know, fucked your wife. I got his name, his address, and his Instagram, and then when he finally gave it to me, he's all, dude, he's like, I never win anything. This is awesome. He did it, and I felt guilty, so I didn't fucking blow him up. I was gonna blow him up on the channel and be like, "Look at the emails this stupid fuck sent me."
Oh my god. Yeah, but I didn't. Not the brightest bulbs out there. The people that say the dumbest shit are not the brightest bulbs. Like you just let them go, right? I mean, it's not even worth it. You know, I noticed too, a lot of other countries too, they just don't get it. Like they don't get like, you know, how Americans talk. You know, especially sarcastic ones and stuff like that. So there's like this thing that gets lost in between, and you're like, all right. So what? Yeah. All right, on YouTube, who do you hate? Is there someone out there you're like, I can't fucking stand that creator?
Oh yeah, fucking Ethan Klein from H3. Fucking Jesus, that guy is hard to fuck. It's hard to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
But like in mixed martial arts, not really. But like,
it's got to be someone.
A lot of people that.
There's got to be someone in the mixed martial arts where you're like, I just can't fucking stand that person. The Weasel? Do you like the Weasel? That whiny son of a bitch? Do you like that guy?
I do. Yeah? I do because I like his as a matter of fact, I love when he does like controversial fight breakdowns and he goes like strike for strike. Like I honestly feel like that ends up being the definitive answer on these really controversial fights. It's like honest, like I watch it and I'm like, all right, I feel like I know who won that fight now.
Yeah, well,
do you watch those?
I don't. I can't. I tried, and I got to be honest with you. I feel like if he has an opinion, like he just makes the narrative any way to make himself right, and it's annoying. It's like it's just annoying. I'm like, bro, stop it. Like okay, I get it. You believe this, so you're gonna crowbar your fucking information. Like the O'Malley thing. Everyone was hitting me up saying that Sean O'Malley lost the fight, Peter Yan won, blah blah blah. They were saying robbery, and I'm like, you guys need your fucking heads examined. It's not a robbery. It's a close fight, yes. But a robbery? Like, that's a little extreme, no? And as soon as people brought up the Weasel saying that Sean O'Malley lost that fight and he made a video about it, I wanted to find him and strangle him. I didn't even watch the video. I just like, come on.
So his video is for like the people with confirmation bias that really, really wanted to be like, fuck O'Malley, he didn't win. Of course they're going to do it. But the video, even in his video, he was like, it's very, very, he's like, we would have to kind of lean towards Peter Yan, but it's very, very, very close. So like, there's no, I mean, like I actually, while on my live stream today, I went back and I watched back the Fight Companion just because I didn't remember exactly how we interpreted it at the time. And since it's on, you know, it's on record, I went back and watched it, and it was like, after the first round, Frank thought O'Malley won. I was like, dude, I think O'Malley might have won. I'm not 100, you know, it just depends on how they do the takedowns. And then after the third round, Frank was firm that he thought O'Malley won. I said, I think O'Malley might have won that. And I think Brendan thought Yan won. When I saw that every single journalist had Yan winning, I don't fucking understand that. I don't like, maybe it must have been because of the announcers, because, you know, we didn't have the audio on. Mm-hmm. because for everyone to be that consistent on it, it seems like they must have been announcing in a way that led everybody there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. We don't listen to the audio.
Could you hear the announcers?
So what we do is we'll put the volume on just to hear the scores, the judges' scores, but I never listen to the announcers, only if I watch it back, because I know what my opinion is already, right? So I watch it back. Well, I watch it back twice usually if it's controversial, right? I'll watch it back without the announcers just to get a clear head, and then I'll listen to the announcers the third time just to see if I am completely off. And
what did you think? What did you think about that fight?
I tell you what, man. So here's the thing. I am a little biased. Let me just say this real quick because I did put money on Omalley. I said Omalley is going to win a decision. I said if he could win that first round, he just has to win one more. That's it. The score, just by points, get to the decision, get to the judges. That's all I need Sean Omalley to do. That's what I said beforehand. I was yelling and screaming. People were like, oh, you're nuts. You're crazy. I would go on other shows. You're nuts. You're crazy. But I'm not here to pat myself on the back. Watching it back multiple times, I think it literally can go either way. Yes, you flip a coin, whatever the judges see that day. Like if it's the control time, it's one way. If it's Omalley, significant strikes first round, third round, like I thought, it could go that way. I think it's fair that Omalley won, and if they rose Jan's hand, I would have said that's fair too. I wouldn't have argued.
I think Omalley initially didn't think that he won. Not that necessarily has any impact on anything, but I would say pretty confidently that Omalley did not think that he had won the fight. But then, then he went back and watched it. And I mean, yeah, like you said, it was so close. That fight really had me thinking, and I was talking about this today, that the 10-9 must system is absolutely fucking idiotic. Everybody knows that. But I actually really think that I have a better way for MMA to get scored, because in jiu-jitsu tournaments, it's like there is a specific point value for every single thing that happens. It's like if you get a takedown, you get a certain number of points. If you sweep someone, you get a certain number of points. If you get to side control, you get a certain number of points. And it's like, how hard would that be for MMA, where you just take jiu-jitsu point scoring and then you apply it, and that's it. Then it's like for a light strike, you get 2 points. For a medium strike, you get 5, and then for a heavy strike, it's 10 or whatever. And for a takedown, you get 10 points, whatever it is. And then that way, I mean, there's still going to be controversy because people will be like, oh, well, that was a fucking heavy strike, not a medium one. Mm. But at the very least, there's some format versus just like damage trumps all. And you have no idea how much control time actually matters. It's like, it's fucking stupid, dude. It's just literally like three people just kind of making up their mind, and no one has any definitive answers. Yeah, when you have the judges, like, one day control time means everything, and then another card, it means nothing. Like, it's confusing. Yeah. And as a fan, you're watching a sport that no one honestly knows what they're watching at some points, because it's like, how are they scoring this? Like, it's a coin flip. I don't understand. If someone doesn't get submitted or knocked out, here we go, But it's got to be tightened up in some way. There's got to be a way to fix the situation. That doesn't sound like a terrible idea, but like you said, people will start complaining, what is a heavy strike and what is a light strike? Everyone's going to complain no matter what. Yeah. What about open scoring? Are you down for that? Yeah, I think I am, dude. Like, I understand. I totally understand why they don't want to do it, because they don't want to do it like, in a 3-round fight, a guy wins the first 2 rounds. They don't want him just skating around not engaging, because he's like, oh, I got this fucking fight run as long as I don't get submitted or finished. But maybe that's not the fucking worst thing. Like, make the guy who's down 2 rounds chase him down and force him to fight. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only reason that they don't do it, is they don't want guys to run if they're up 2-0 or 3 or 3-0 in a 5-rounder or whatever. But I think it's better if it's open scoring. I don't know. What do you think? So I keep teeter-tottering. And then, like you said, the running, because I would do that. If I knew I was up 2-0, I would be Jack Hermanson. I would be, hey, Chris Curtis, flip me the bird. I'm going to run around this cage. Yep. Like I would do that. I would have no problem with doing that. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, if you know that person's incredibly dangerous, they still got some gas in the tank, why the hell would you take any chances? Fuck the bonus. Let's get the win and move on, Yeah, and half your money comes from winning. Like the UFC they've incentivized the fighters to do it actually across the board, not even just in the show and win, but like the way that they structure the contracts and bout agreements incentivizes a guy to make sure that they win at all costs over taking chances if they don't need to. And like you know, and then the champion guys like IZZY, like these guys are making multiple million base salaries. Like I know people are always like, dude, they disclose their salaries. They don't make that much. That's disclosed. I could tell you for unequivocally certain that those guys, certain guys make multiple millions base plus the back end. But as soon as they lose the belt, that shit goes away. And then they're like on a 450 versus like 3 million base plus back end on the pay-per-view. So like, of course they're going to fucking run around and just, you know, do whatever they can to just retain the belt. It's fucking millions of dollars in difference. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, when you're looking at Tapology and you're just seeing greens, no one gives a shit. No one cares. You know, like it doesn't matter. A win's a win. So what do you think about this Sean O'Malley? Now, I got to be honest with you. I've been so up and down on him. You know, I should be all over him. He's literally a couple of exits away from me, right? But when he came in from the Ultimate Fight, I mean, the Contender Series, the guy seemed like a star. And then the whole thing where he's like on the stretcher and it's this weird, his legs are flimsy. It was like, I was like, I don't know. And then all of a sudden he started coming into himself, his character. He's a fantastic striker. He started checking in leg kicks, that whole thing. And now he looks like he's a legit contender sitting at number 1 at bantamweight. I want to ask you a prediction. Is he going to be a champion?
Yes, I think he will be. But I'm not sure what the timeline on that is, because I don't think that they want to, well, I know they don't want to put him in there with Aljamain, you know, because that's what, you know, as soon as that fight was over in the press conference, Dana was like, Henry Cejudo is next. I think if TJ Dillashaw would have won, then there's a high likelihood that they would have put O'Malley in there. I think they hate the Aljamain O'Malley matchup because they're always going to give him the fights that they think he can win. Like the Peter Yan one was a calculated risk. It was like, you know, Peter Yan is only a year older than O'Malley. So they're like, okay, there's no way for O'Malley to become champion without having to go through Peter Yan. So what's our best case scenario for him to win that fight? They're like, you know, Yan is coming off a controversial loss, so he doesn't have the belt, which means it's a 3-round fight, you know? So like, and if O'Malley loses, he's supposed to lose. He's 11, you know, Yan is 1, nothing lost. If he gets up to the 4th rank, you know, he's number 4 and he's 1, then he loses. It's a lot more damaging. So like, it was just a calculated risk that ended up playing out for him well. And so you got to figure they're going to do the same thing with any kind of matchmaking that they make for him. And I mean, what do you think about Aljo versus O'Malley? Like, I think that's a rough matchup, dude.
I agree with everything you said. I said the exact same thing. I 100% agree. I felt if O'Malley lost, he doesn't even budge. Like nothing happens to him. He's still a star. Like nothing happens. But if he wins, the reward is so high. You have to make that fight against Yan, and boom, the best possible scenario happens. He wins, right? But with Aljamain Sterling, I exactly on the same mindset. Live watching the fight, as soon as I thought, oh shit, Aljo's next, man. He's gonna be number 1. Aljo's. There's no way in fucking hell O'Malley can beat Aljamain Sterling at this stage of the game. I think at least. I haven't. Listen. O'Malley got back up a couple of times. You know, he wasn't pinned on the ground to the point where he lost the fight. But Aljo is a whole different animal when it comes to that grappling. And yeah,
100%.
Merab Dvalishvili, Aljamain Sterling, keep them away from the cash cow at Sean O'Malley. So what do? Like you said, you bring in a Henry Cejudo. You make him do the dirty work. You get him in there to hope he takes out Aljamain Sterling. The UFC hates Aljamain Sterling. It's obvious. It's fucking obvious. Listen, Dana White is so transparent. He's like, I like the guy, but that's what he always says about Aljo. I like Aljamain Sterling, but this, but that. You don't like Aljamain Sterling, Dana. You want him out of there. Be honest.
Yeah, it's true. And Cejudo versus O'Malley is a fucking barn burner. Like they can promote the shit out of that fight too. But like, the thing that really, in my opinion, makes the O'Malley fight the Aljo fight so bad for O'Malley is like what Aljamain is great at is he's great at grappling. You know, he's got this weird herky-jerky kind of no rhythm striking, which is intentional. But if he grabs a hold of you, he is going to just slow motion drown you. And, you know, guys that are like what he did to Sandhagen, as soon as he had Sandhagen, it was over in fucking 30 seconds. And that's the thing about these tall, lanky guys. You know, O'Malley and Sandhagen, they've got a tremendous advantage because of their reach. But the second you get into the grappling with a guy like him, their neck is this big to get strangled. You know, it's like, yeah, I mean, I think that if Aljo gets him, I mean, if Peter Yan could get him on the ground, then so can Aljamain. And if Aljamain gets him on the ground, he's never getting up again, I don't think.
And to pivot over to the Aljamain Sterling TJ Dillashaw fight, I am so angry with TJ Dillashaw. Like, I don't think he should have ever. I understand, listen, you want to get paid, this and that, but at the end of the day, it's a bad look. I was yelling and screaming the night of, saying this is worse than the steroids. I could forgive him for the steroids. I can't forgive him for going in there knowing that he has one fucking arm. He's not a badass. That's fucked up because people are betting on him. People are paying to be in the building. People are paying for the pay-per-views to see maybe their favorite fighter in TJ Dillashaw, and he just goes in there like, I mean, it's incredibly crazy. And if I saw Cub Swanson says he's telling the truth, I trained with him, his shoulder was popping out. If I'm Cub Swanson, I bet my fucking life savings against TJ Dillashaw, right? Would that make sense?
Yeah. And I mean, and the thing about that too is like, and even without him saying it, I would have known, because like when a guy has his shoulder pop out like that and it's that easy to just pop it back in. Did you see how easy they popped it back in? You know, like they didn't like, it was just kind of like boom and it was back in. That means that thing slides out all the time and then they just slide it back in, you know, and like, I don't know. I mean, yeah, yeah. And the thing about like with the PEDs, my whole thing is, and look, like, he did the time, he owned it, whatever. But like the EPO, that shit's different than juice too. Like a lot, you know, guys, like a lot of guys, you know, used to be on TRT or whatever. But like EPO, dude, it's like, it's the Lance Armstrong thing in a fucking 5-round fight, and you never get tired no matter what. You get to go full throttle and you'll never get tired. Like that shit is just like that feels like bigger cheating to me, you know?
Oh, I agree. I 100% agree. Listen, at the same time, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care what these fucking guys are on. I just want to see some fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a shit if they're on steroids or whatever. I'm not competing with them. All I want to see is, like John Jones, for instance. Yeah, he's done some piece of shit things, but I just want to see John Jones fight. Like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. So, like, but if a fighter...
Stop babysitting your kid.
Yeah, who gives a fuck, right? And John Jones happens to be, like, a super nice guy. He's popped on this program twice. You know, not on... I mean, he was just being a prick. But anyway, he popped on, and he seemed like a super nice guy. And everyone that he trains with says he's a nice guy, and he's the guy you want as your friend, right? But here's the thing. This is fighting. This is cage fighting. I know there's rules. You break the rules, you pay the price. But I'm not in there. You know, I'm not in there competing with these people. I just want to see guys and gals give me the best possible performance I can see, right? So TJ does the time. He, you know, he comes back, he bounces back, he gets a win, and then this situation over here with an injury going into this fight, looking horrific. I mean, the first sequence, it seems like he's down on the ground, right? Like, it looked like he was going to tap. He was done. Like, and it was just like, dude, what are we doing? Like, and Dana White looking furious. What do you think Dana does with him now?
Actually, I'll tell you exactly what I think he's going to do with him. Is I think he's going to be the gift that Dana feeds to Jan. Because, like, Jan got fucked. Well, I mean, not fucked, but like he was on the wrong side of very close decisions 2 times in a row, right on the back of an illegal knee that got the belt taken away. And so like Jan is really marketable. He comes from a part of the world where they really want to have stars, where they bring in a lot of eyeballs. And so they're going to want to be very kind of selective with who they give Jan, and TJ coming in at age 36. He's only fought, like, that was his second fight in 3.5 years. You know, the shoulder popping out injury is a clear indication of a body that's breaking down. And so Dana's going to want to milk whatever star power they can out of TJ and put it onto a young up and coming fighter. I think they're going to feed him to Jan, and I think Jan's going to fuck him up.
You know what would be great too? What about Merab? Merab Dvalishvili goes in there and just humps the fuck out of him, you know, just abuses him, you know, and that's another weird thing too, right? Like, Aljo won't fight Merab. Aljo said he'll go up, this and that. Do you think Aljamain Sterling and Merab are having sexual relations behind the scenes? What do you think?
Most likely they're like just licking each other's asses, but like they not a lot of penetration. But like that's a fucked up situation in general. Like it's like you're 135 pounds and your fucking teammate's 135 and he's a champion, and you're like, look, I'm just putting it out there, I won't fight him, and you're like, I mean, you know, like it's not, I mean, it's a team sport in the training, but it's not actually a team sport. Like you can't just, if the guy, you know, if the guy's the champion, you guys train together all the time. I don't know. I mean, I just think that shit's weird. Like, I understand it. It's like, it would be kind of emotionally devastating to have to do it. Like when Burns fought Kamaru, like when Kamaru, that's when I kind of like really started to be like, okay, I actually really like Kamaru. Was like his, after he beat Burns, you know, he did his thing. He was like, put some fucking respect on my name. And then he looked over at Burns and how emotionally devastated he was. And I just watched it just suck the life out of him, dude. And he just like, all of a sudden, all at once, it was like, it hit him that he had to take that from his boy, you know, like, because Burns is his dude.
Yeah.
But you still got to do it.
It's part of the game. Like it's just part of the game. It is weird. I asked Merab one time if he would train me to fight John Anik, and he refused. He wouldn't do it.
Really?
I go, come on, man. I go, Merab, listen. He's like, no, he's my friend. He's my friend. And I'm like, just one fight. Just give me one camp, you know? Because I like the guys at Low MMA. Everyone's nice over there. Anyway, that's not happening.
What do you think about Merab in general? Like, because I'll be honest with you, I've only like, I haven't watched him super close, and I was at the fight when he fought Jose, and I was very disappointed in that entire spectacle. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, like, has he been in some exciting fights that I just don't remember?
I mean, he's the decision machine. Like, I mean, you know, actually, yes. What's it? Marlon Moraes. You know, that was a fucking firefight back and forth. That was good. I mean, he's had his, but most of the time when you think Merab, you think a lock decision. You know, bet the prop. Yeah. Merab's he's gonna drag you down a gazillion times. You know, I mean, that's just what Merab does. I mean, it's not like he's disguising any greatness over there. He's gonna drag you down. That's it. Yeah. You know.
So Dana hates that shit. Yeah. Like he hates it if they drag him down and they don't get finishes. He fucking hates that shit.
I mean, yeah, I don't blame him. You know, I mean, you want to move the needle. You want to sell pay-per-views. Let me ask you this. I have a feeling, and maybe this is a hot take here, Mr. Jesse on Fire. Do you think that the pay-per-view buys for UFC 280 were shit?
Ooh, I probably, just because casual fans are casual fans, and even if they heard there was some big event, they like don't look close enough to realize that it was on at fucking noon. And then also, you know, you're tapping. I mean, that card, even though, I mean, for fucking lunatics like us, we look at that, it's like, this card is stacked, dude. But for if you really look at it, it was stacked for, you know, Eastern Europe and kind of the, you know, the Middle East countries, to where I don't really understand how pay-per-views work over there. Like, I don't know if it's just like someone's at home and they buy it the same way. I don't really know how they monetize over there. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it got a fuckload of attention over there. I just have no idea what, you know.
Do
you know anything about that?
I think in the US, I think it did horrible, because it was funny. We have like, we get to track the you know, how we do it with our links over here with ESPN Plus. I'm like, okay, let's see this thing. If I showed you how many people, like a lot of people clicked, not many people, it didn't convert. And I was like, whoa. And then I look at the fight reactions, like everyone's doing fantastic on their fight reactions. So I think people are looking for streams. I don't think it did good at all in the States. Now, listen, they go over to Abu Dhabi. They got the big wigs over there paying like God knows how much money for those fancy seats and everything that's going on with the advertisements and everything. I'm sure they made a ton of money. But when it came to pay-per-view buys, I feel like they didn't do that well.
Yeah. I mean, I think about that all the time of like, if they somehow, I have no idea how they would do this, but all at once could shut down people's ability to stream the fights, like steal, you know, like stream them for free. I can't even imagine how big of an impact that would be. Cause like, it's so easy. Like I never do that ever. I pay every single time. But like as an example though, when Jake Paul fought Tyron Woodley the second time, and it was like those numbers came out, and I was like, and it's like, oh, no one bought it. And I was like, dude, I would guarantee you for every one person that bought it, there were 30 that fucking streamed it. You know what I mean? And they do it probably partially because they're like, fuck Jake Paul, I'll just steal his fucking fight. You know what I mean? But it's like, I mean, it's a tough spot. I mean, I don't know if there's any solution to it. It just, I would imagine there's an overwhelming number of people who are stealing the fights all the time, you know?
Yeah. Well, I want to ask you, is Brendan Schaub stealing the fights this weekend? Jake Paul versus Anderson Silva?
No. I mean, I don't think so. Like that, you know, because I mean, and one of the main reasons I would never do it too is just because, like, I just want to know for sure it's going to fucking work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, especially if you're creating content, if you're reacting to it, that's why we buy all the streams, because it's just like, I mean, we've had situations where it melted down on us, like, oh, fuck. Now what do you do, you know? But I think there is a fix. I think the pay-per-view model can be executed. I think we can get rid of it. We can exercise the demon of the pay-per-view thing. And this whole Zuckerberg and Meta, I feel this is the route. I feel that they could actually stream on a platform for free, right, to the people out there that can't afford these pay-per-views, or a subscription, say, for instance. So say you're paying $10 a month for this. I feel like that's reasonable. And then they hit people over the head with that whole virtual 3D shit where you're in the building, you're submerged. I feel that
charge anything for it too.
Yes. And then you have ads, and you have people are in the building, tickets you're selling, but people are in the building virtually. So it's like you're double dipping. There's no more pay-per-view that's needed. I feel that is the future.
Well, I think that, that's interesting. I like, because the thing is, like, once they get people to actually try it, they're going to pay fucking anything to get in there on VR. Like, so you have a VR headset, you know what it's like.
So I don't use it, but I did see, what was it? LFA? I can't remember. What was the organization that tested it
LFA,
out?
yeah.
Was it LFA? Did you see the guy jumping on the fence, like after he won? He got the submission or the kick to the body. Did you catch any of the footage?
I haven't seen it in VR, but I know what it's like, because I have a VR headset, and I remember there was a Golden State Warriors thing that was like pre-recorded, and I watched it and I was like, holy fuck, dude. And they do this for mixed martial arts. It's exactly what I knew was going to happen. I'm like, dude, they're going to put a camera on the top of the cage, and to the people who have their heads in a headset, it is going to feel like you are literally on the top of the cage. It's going to be the most incredible viewing experience ever. And in VR, you'll have your friends there with you. Like, they will feel like, because you hear them out of your ear as if they're right there. It feels like you're physically hanging out with them, and you're like, it's going to be unreal. Like, it's going to be fucking unreal.
Like, I understand it's still primitive, and like when you're watching the fights, that's real. But you're looking around and you got Wii characters sitting next to you. That's a little funky and odd. But I feel like in 5 years, like, or even, I don't know, maybe even sooner, but I feel 5 to 10 years, they could, make that work out where you actually do feel like you're there. And when I saw this fighter get the win and hop up on the cage, and my man turned his head, and you're like by his dick as he's fucking celebrating, dude. I'm thinking of I'm thinking when Conor knocked out not Jose Aldo, knocked out Dennis Seaver, and he fucking jumped into the crowd and got in Jose Aldo's face. Could you imagine you're watching it on VR and you're just watching this fucking clown go into the fucking crowd and get in the face with the fucking underground king over there? Like, that is insane, People pay
or the
bucks.
Khabib brawl, after the Conor and Khabib. That would have been bananas, dude.
Absolutely, right? Dylan Dennis catching feet in his face. What?
Jump kick. Like, Khabib just runs right by you on his jump kick, dude.
Yeah, amazing. It's amazing. And people would spend big money for that. And I feel like there's more opportunities with advertisements. The pay-per-view thing, the UFC already leads the charge. Like through the pandemic, they figured out ways to do things. I feel like if anyone can stop this pay-per-view thing, it's the UFC.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just the way that it's always been done. I'm not smart enough to figure it out. I just know that, I don't know. Like, it's interesting. It's going to be really interesting just to see how the UFC's business in general shakes out over the next 5 to 10 years, because things are changing in a big way now that all the fighters have that sunset clause in their contract. Like now, because before, there was no end date. It was like, oh, here's a 6-fight deal. And then hidden in all of these different clauses are like, hey, and if you look at a picture on Instagram, you get extended for another fight in 6 months. And if and so they could never get out of their contracts. And then now all of them have a sunset clause where no matter fucking what, at, this date, you're a free agent. And usually it's 5 years, I think, or something like that. But at least guys will have free agency in front of him, and they'll be able to plan around it and that, because so like you're going to get a lot of people potentially kind of shopping around when they're in their prime. I just think it's gonna change things in a big way.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. We need competition. Whatever happened to the World Federation that was supposed to be 50-50 with the fighters, and it was a league, and it was this whole. Do you remember that?
No, yeah, I hung out with the dude. I hung out with him on Saturday. The guys that one of the primary investors. I hung out with him on Saturday, and they're still putting it together for sure.
Oh, it is.
They were talking about because they're the ones that are gonna promote the Tito and Chael fight. That's
is that really happening? Wait, that's actually happening.
If they do, yeah, I mean they're definitely negotiating with him. Yeah.
Oh my God.
100%.
Why would Chael do that? Why would Chael even take that? Why would he even do that? Like, I don't feel like
cash, son.
Oh my God. He's doing great, Chael, right? I mean, what the hell? Really why the hell would he? It's to be silly for him to do that. It's just, I mean, I guess money talks, right? But still, fucking A. I don't know. That's insane.
It'll sell. Like, it'll sell just because, I mean, honestly, like, since he retired, his kind of, his reach has gotten so much bigger. Like, he's like, because I want to see them do it because I'm curious to see what impact he could have given that he has a YouTube channel. He'll be able to literally just gut Tito every single day with a video about Tito that Tito can't respond to. It'll be fucking hilarious.
Yeah. Tito, and he's not the brightest bulb, Tito Ortiz. So that would be interesting. Yeah. I do want to talk to you about this Islam Makhachev. I mean, he gets the job done. Charles Oliveira. It was crazy. Like, I hate patting myself on the back for this because he was the favorite. I feel like everyone should have been on board with Islam. Yet I was getting messages and people sliding into the DMs, people jumping in the chat saying, dude, Charles is going to kill this guy. Then there's compilations of UFC fighters. Charles is going to kill this guy. Islam finishes him in the second round. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. He moves on. He's the champion. What are your thoughts on Islam Makhachev?
So I was in the camp that I thought Charles was going to win, but I was basing that very heavily on how the KHAMZAT and Burns fight shook out. Just because I looked and I was like, this is basically the same fight. Like, you got Burns and Charles are so nasty on the ground in jiu-jitsu. These Sambo guys, like when KHAMZAT took Burns down, he found himself in danger, and thus it ended up being basically a stand-up fight the entire fight. And so if you play it out like that, you got Charles and Islam on the feet. You got to like Charles, because you hadn't seen anything from Islam on the feet really. And what gave me pause though was the guys that certainly are far more credentialed than me, and guys who I really consider gospel on fight predictions, like Faraz Zahabi. They were so fucking sure that Islam was going to just mash him that I was like, I've never heard Faraz. Like, Faraz is not a guy who just talks shit. This guy's going to crush him. And he was so confident that I was like, Jesus, maybe there's something I don't really understand about this guy. And that clearly was the case, because Islam is a fucking monster. Because now you mix in the fact that he's actually got, good stand up. And I mean, who's going to beat him?
Who funny?
Matches up well against him?
He's always had that stand up. And that's what I was arguing with people about. Everyone's like, Charles is better on the feet. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, here's the thing. I understand the competition was less. I understand, if you look at Charles's competition, he's been tested. Islam, quote unquote, hasn't been tested. The same thing happened with Habib. Habib on his way to the belt wasn't really.
And Charles.
Yeah. Exactly. They were like, everyone was yelling, who they haven't been tested. Skill is skill. And Habib even said out of himself, this guy strikes better than me. Khabib said that back in the day. Like, other analysts have said that, about the prospect that was Islam. And it was fascinating to me how everyone just kind of jumped off. Everyone was like, oh, fuck this guy. It's all about Charles. Maybe I think what happened was, I think people were so in love with Charles's story that we kind of got blindsided. You know what I'm saying? Like, Charles is very good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to discredit Charles. But Islam Makhachev is just, it's unbelievable what this guy can be. Like, the potential, right?
Yeah. Yep, I agree. And I think that it's also everyone has recency bias. It's like, if you've seen a guy beat he beat he beat Chandler, Dustin, Gaethje, and finished all of them. So like people are just, people get into like well, if he beat these guys, how is anyone ever going to beat him? And to your point about he hasn't fought anybody. One thing that I kept on saying is I was like, look, yes, you're right. He hasn't fought anybody, but he has had fucking zero resistance. Like no one has hurt him. Like aside from that one flash knockout that he had, he's run through every single guy that he's fought. And they barely even were able to put up a fight. Like like that Bobby Green fight. I mean, obviously that's a late replacement and they kind of fed him to him, but like, he probably expended less energy in that fight than he does in his warm up every day. Like seriously. And it's a UFC fighter and just runs through him like he doesn't even exist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so true. It's crazy. I understand, like you said, he came in on short notice, but at the same time, he's still Bobby Green. He's a tough dude. Yeah. He's not a guy that's supposed to happen to, Yeah. So yeah, well, now everyone's on the same page. It seems like. I mean, people are still going to doubt, of course, but now it seems like people are starting to understand the talent of this kid. And the thing I love about him is he's more of a softer version of Khabib. Like Khabib was kind of smash, give me chicken. This guy talks shit, but he's like, I miss my daughter. Like Habib's like, fuck my family. Like he doesn't, and, you know what I'm saying? Like, not like he doesn't say that, but at the same time, you get that vibe. He's like, my wife will take care of that. Whereas Islam's like, I miss my family. Like you don't really get that, and I think that's what makes Islam Makhachev more likable.
Yeah, I love Khabib too, but what's crazy is. I watched the stare down between Charles and Islam, and the first time I saw it, I was kind of like, ooh, both those guys look a little nervous. And then when I watched Embedded, to where they actually had a much better angle on Islam's face, because when he's on camera, he's kind of like, hello, when I saw him in that fucking stare down on Embedded, I was like, oh fuck, there's a whole different side of this guy that I didn't know was there. That guy is an immovable object. Look at that fucking face. Like it's
the first time I noticed someone stare at Charles and say, and like you saw it back. Charles usually always wins in the face off. No matter who he's fighting, Charles gets in their face and you're like, oh, okay, Charles is for real. This is the first time I saw someone step up to Charles and be like, no, bro, not on my watch. Like it was. You
saw that on Embedded?
Yeah, I saw it at the I saw it at the press conference. So I caught so much heat. So when this man won, I fucking told everyone to suck a dick. Like I was so angry. I was so angry at the internet because everyone's like, you don't know what you're talking about. I take so much in during press conferences. I take so much in during the weigh-ins and the lead up. People make predictions. This drives me nuts. I don't know if you do it, and if I'm shitting on you, let me know. But I notice a lot of these channels, here's my predictions for UFC 280 on Monday of fight week, on Tuesday. Bro, you got to let these guys weigh in. You got to let these guys stare at each other. You got to why leave information on the table and then and place a bet? Like place the bet after you have all the information. No,
yeah, I agree. I actually I don't really generally do, if anybody ever watched any of my prediction videos, I honestly don't usually come up with a definitive, this guy's going to win, yada, yada, yada. It's like, I just break the fight down and go, these are the factors to consider, because a lot of times, especially on this last card, how the fuck could anybody have felt super confident about any of these fights? Jan and Omalley. This, you got huge advantages on both sides. And then, TJ versus Jan, versus Aljo, you have all kinds of shit floating around. But no, I don't do that. I don't do here's what I think is going to happen on Monday and just run it,
I understand sometimes there's a guy like Islam, to me, stuck out, right? So that's an exception to my rule, where I was like, I wrote Islam, but I said I still need the information before I give you my final pick on Friday. I always give my picks on Friday because I tell them it's not fair. It's not I'm doing you a disservice. There are fucking betting, legit betting YouTube channels that are giving their picks early in the week. What the fuck? I'm my head wants to explode. I'll go on shows, people are asking me for my picks, and I'm telling them, listen, this is what I think now, but I don't know if I'm going to think this on Friday. I don't.
They don't even know about their weight cut yet. If they, guy fucking was hospital. I mean, there's all kinds of shit that could happen.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's so tough to do. But I feel, and we disagree. I disagree with a lot of people on this too. A lot of people say UFC is so tough to bet on. I don't think it is if you do it smart. I don't think, like, if you're betting parlays and props and going crazy with all this other bells and whistles, if you bet straight up, I feel like in the long run, if you stay smart and don't bet as a fan, I feel like you could do all right.
Yeah, I agree. But like for me, I am surgical with like if I'm gonna bet real money, like I'm surgical with the fights that I choose. Like there's got to be like a reason that I'm really confident about that particular fight. Otherwise, I'll just kind of throw money around based on I think this is whatever, and I'll do like a parlay here and there. But like if I'm ever gonna make a real bet, like I've selected it very carefully.
Yeah, yeah, it's smart, man. It's smart. Well, listen, Islam Makhachev, do you think that this guy is going to, like, eclipse Khabib? Do you think he's going to be another Khabib? Like, what do you think? Because, I mean, the buzz on the internet is just insane. Just you mention Islam's name and people just go crazy. So what do you think about this guy?
Dude, first of all, I did a video day before yesterday about Islam and just kind of, I mean, the guy's a new, lightweight champion. Let's see how it does. I wasn't expecting it to do well. Dude, I gained 400 fucking subscribers from that one video. That's insane. Like that's like a huge growth number for a one video that got 20,000 views. So I think that there's a lot of people who are really kind of dialed in that might not normally be. But in terms of his career, let me ask you this. How are you looking at the Volkanovski fight? Because I think that might be the most dangerous fight for him potentially.
I tell you what, like I've had this weird thing with Volkanovski. I don't know what it is about the guy, but for some reason I can't get on board. Now, listen, I respect him, but there's something about him that I just can't latch into. Like it's weird. So I feel like if someone was asking me who you betting on in a Volkanovski fight, I'll tell him who I think is going to win, but I'm incredibly biased against him. Like I don't know what it is. I have nothing against Volkanovski. It's just something about him I can't latch onto. He drives me nuts for some reason. It's a very interesting fight.
Me too. That's actually interesting that you say that. It's me too, actually. And not that I don't like him. It's just like they're just like random guys where you don't ever kind of feel emotionally invested in their success for some reason versus other people, and yeah, he's definitely one of those for me too. But I mean, my goodness, dude, that last fight against Holloway was unreal how well he did.
Yeah, it was crazy. So it's actually funny that you think that. And by the way, here's my co-host Jesse over here. Jesse,
Hi.
Look at that.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Excellent.
So yeah, listen, I'm not going to keep you on here all night. I could talk to you forever. I'm having fun,
dude,
man.
Yeah, me too, dude. I can do this forever. I love this shit.
So let me ask you this. I'm curious. Is this your full-time gig, or like do you have like a whole other thing going on?
No, yeah, I have multiple other things. But
okay.
Yeah, I have like a regular full-time job in the tech space. But this the thing about this, like what I do is I have some flexibility, so I can kind of fit this in pretty easily.
Okay, and so the end game, would this be Jesse on fire? Say, hey, this is where it all is. Are you going to throw everything in? Is that like the end game for this, or are you still just having fun with this?
No, I think the end game will probably expand beyond MMA only because it's just I feel like it's like a limited market, like in terms of what the numbers you can hit if you kind of use it as a launching and then go into something else. I just haven't really figured out exactly what that's going to be, but yeah, I think I would love to have an enormous fucking podcast that I focus on. Sounds a hell of a lot better than working for a living.
Sure, yeah. Do you ever get sick of talking about the UFC and MMA and all that stuff? At times you're like,
Never. I mean, sometimes when, like we were talking about earlier, like if it's a video I'm going to create and upload, sometimes that's a pain in the balls. But if I'm like on a show rapping out with someone, absolutely never.
Jess, you have anything for Jesse?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the upload thing is the best part of everything. Like I prefer uploads and editing over live streaming.
Yeah, we always do live streaming, but she just started dabbling with some uploads to get some content out there, and she likes doing that, the upload side of things.
Yeah, there's like a creative release, I guess.
What do you edit on? Like what?
Right now, I just do what's it called? Powered.
Yeah, so I like Final Cut. Like that's what I edit on.
That's what I have.
Yeah, Final Cut I think is easy, but it gives you a lot of tools and options. But she does Power Direct on the cell phone, which is pretty powerful.
It's
like
so easy. It's like it's idiot proof.
Yeah, it's like a couple of clicks away. You're chopping things up, and it looks pretty good. I mean, it's not. I mean, I like Final Cut, but I'm like, I don't know. I guess I don't know. Maybe I'm just accustomed to it. But yeah,
me too.
So
I'm not doing anything on Final Cut. You know, actually, you know what? The one thing that Final Cut does excellent versus at least I like versus other things I've tried is the green screen. Like Final Cut's green screen is fucking perfect. Versus like if I use iMovie, like the green screen is not as crisp. But yeah, I mean, dude, these cell phones, like people could film movies on them and edit them, and they'll look perfect.
Yeah, it's freaking nuts. It's amazing. And the app that I had it, I used to vlog like years ago, and they have advanced it so much now that you could literally do everything you could do on Final Cut right from your cell phone. And then you just upload straight to YouTube.
It is wild, right? What you could do on a cell phone, it's just nuts.
Yeah.
Have you been playing around?
Are you guys doing shorts?
Are you
guys
I was just going to ask you that. I was literally, dude, I'm foaming at the mouth. I don't do shorts, but we just started. Like, I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Because it's new. And people out there, like, we have to strike while the iron's hot, right? I mean, I feel like that algorithm is good for shorts. So I feel like we have to do it.
Yeah, well, certainly, like, you know, like you said, when I would talk to the Google, you know, people, they would always be like, make sure you're doing shorts, make sure you're doing shorts. And a couple guys that I had talked to about it were like, I'm like, dude, they don't even get that many views. And he's all, watch. He's like, just make them. And all of a sudden, 4 months later, they'll just take off. And I was like, really?
Wow. And
so I started uploading them every once in a while. And then that actually happened. I got a couple that like really went crazy. But I also got a community guidelines warning. But my very first one on this channel from a short that I did where it was like, dude, it was fucking ridiculous. It was like some homeless guy who fought some other homeless guy, and the one homeless guy like clearly had a major background in Taekwondo. So it was like, it looked like two drunk fucks that were just gonna fall over, and all of a sudden this guy like did a spinning fucking wheel kick, and it was nuts. Anyway, so I put that up, and they community guidelines striked it, and since then I haven't had a single short go over like 11,000 views. Where I was getting them, they were going to the race. So I don't know if they're limiting them or if the algorithm changed. I don't know.
It's interesting. Yeah, I wish I would have jumped on it before, but I'm starting now. And yeah, I noticed what I like about it is I noticed there's a positive subscriber thing with that. Like, you know, like when you do long form, you know, streams, it's not good for replayability. Like people rewatch that are already in the community, but I feel like it doesn't really do much down the road. Like a couple of weeks down the road, no one's going to go back and watch these streams. I don't think, at least. But if we have a guest on, perhaps they do that. But on regular streams and stuff like that, no one gives a shit. But shorts, simple, quick, you know, you can go back and watch and binge watch that stuff. So I guess it makes sense.
Dude, you two could do a bunch of clever shit with shorts, man.
Yeah.
Like if you like...
Well, yeah,
like funny couples do some fucking awesome shorts.
Yeah, we got to figure something out. Maybe I don't know. Who knows? I just love doing live streams. I just fucking love this. I love just shooting the shit, you know. Maybe I'm lazy. Could be that, you know. But it is what it is. But I
love it too, dude.
I got a couple alerts I want to play for you before I let you go over here. Hold on a second. All right. Thank you, Roberto Hernandez. Appreciate that. Been a member for 31 months. My God, Jesus Christ, amazing. Let's see what else we got over here. This is from D-Rest. Oh shit, it's going down.
Yeah. Come on, get loud, MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Oh boy.
Come on, get loud, MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Oh, there we are.
Got MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Okay, D-Rest, what do you got here?
Dude, you guys have
MMA
a dope ass
Jesse,
setup.
figure that.
Thank you, Jesse. Appreciate that. He says the MMA holes are fire. Jesse, figure that. I don't know what that means, but thank you.
I read it and I was like,
He's saying because his name is Jesse on Fire and he's calling us Fire. So he's saying figure that.
Gotcha.
How you figured that, bro?
It's the male brain, I think. I think women are just far superior.
Okay, Jess.
Yeah, that's fact.
Calm down. By the way, he doesn't fight with his wife. What do you think about that?
I find that extremely difficult to believe.
Facts, man.
Bring her on here and fight with her immediately. We got something else?
Super chat.
Oh, this is from Mean Gene Overlund.
Thoughts on ex-fighters suing YouTubers over jokes?
Yikes.
I could give you my thoughts on that for sure, dude. So first of all, that Unique, that guy is fucking hilarious, dude. Like, he's like, dude, he does these streams and he's like, do you guys know who Unique is? The one that Schaub's team sued?
Yeah, we've gone back and forth a couple
I heard
times.
he abuses his kid.
Yeah,
I did. I saw that video. Yeah, I saw it. He's like, it's just his voice. I can't, dude. He's like, look at Mayweather. He thought ball bearings. He's like, and yeah, like I mean, first of all, of course, you shouldn't sue a fucking YouTube channel. I don't think that Schaub had it. I don't think Schaub had anything to do with it. I think his team did it. Like, cause Schaub is just like totally uninvolved in his social media. Like, he just creates the content and then he doesn't, he stays off of it. But
so who's responding?
Yeah,
who's responding for Brendan? Because I do notice, like on Twitter, like he's responding as someone's responding as him. So he's like, does he ever?
I mean, he'll go on himself if there's like a reason to go on, but like day to day, like he's not like. As far as I know, I don't think. I mean, as far as I know that he has like people managing it just because like they have a lot of shit going on that they're doing, and he's busy, man.
Yeah,
he's busy.
Okay, and we got something else coming in here. This is
wonderful.
This is from Optimistically Cynical.
Oh shit, now the MMA-Holes are close family friends with Jesse on fire.
Oh my god, we just broke the internet. All right, anything to piggyback off of that or no? Oh, did we lose him?
Oh, you asking me?
Yeah. So what do you think? Are we family now? Or what's going? Are we BFFs or what's going?
You guys already like now. You guys know everything about me and my wife's relationship. So it's like we live next door.
So final question: what's your favorite sexual position with a lovely young wife?
Ooh, prone probably. I pulverized that prone.
Wait, prone? What is it? I don't even know. What is that? What do you mean prone? What does that mean?
I'll show you.
Oh my god, it's getting.
That's a girl on her stomach.
A girl on her stomach. So was she flat on the bed, ass up?
On the bed, ass up, legs together.
Legs
generally.
together. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So your legs are separated around her legs, correct? And then you slide.
I actually only learned that position's called prone from fucking Reddit.
Well, I never heard.
I thought that was like lazy doggy style shit.
Yeah. You like that, right?
Yeah.
She actually does like that. She rolls over. I'm like, God damn it, I got to do all the work again. No.
All right.
But you know what I like about that? I like how the butt is like right above the peen. Like I like how the butt is pressing right on that spot. It feels great, right?
This is getting weird.
You can use two hands at the same time.
Okay. And last final question, we ask all our fighters this. How big is the schlong? How big are you working with over here?
On a good Viagra night, probably like 7.5.
The fuck, 7.5, dude. I'm
cheating if I'm cheating with the Viagra.
Are you measuring from the asshole to the tip? Is that how are you measuring this?
No.
I'm so jealous.
Just the base.
Okay. Look at you.
It definitely hits the back of Gabrielle's vagina. 100%.
Oh my god.
All right. Very nice, Jesse. Very nice.
That's why we don't fight, dude. That's why we don't fight.
Oh my god.
Anytime she gets angry, you just drop trow and you're just like, come on, babe. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
Jesse on fire. Look at you. Does the carpet match the drapes?
I don't know. I'm Manscaped. Aren't you guys Manscaped?
Nah, I let it ever since I married Jesse. I'm like a wolf. I'm like it's like a full moon every night.
Oh, dude, if you get that Manscaped sponsor, it'll change their shit, dude.
All right.
It works, man. Manscaped is legit.
Okay. All right.
Promo code Jesse.
Very nice. I like that. All right, Jesse Hinman. Listen, thank you for coming on. Appreciate you spending some time with us. Is there any last words you'd like to say to the MMA-Holes? Now's the time to do so.
Thank you guys for having me on. And looking forward to seeing what Jake Paul can do against Anderson Silva this weekend.
Okay. Hey, I'll be checking that. Actually, we'll be live too, but I'll check out the replay of Brendan Schaub and tell Brendan, say, hey, listen, if you need any help to actually get come on, contact the MMA-Holes. We'll help him out. Maybe I'll throw him a bone,
100%. 100%.
All right, Jesse. Thanks.
I think that's what you should do with Thick Boy, dude. Is collect some really good acts.
Yes, I'm going to start stand-up comedy next. All right, thank you, Jesse. Appreciate it. Have a great night. Okay.
All right, and thanks for having me on.
Okay, there he is, Jesse on fire, live on the MMA Holes. Look at that. What do you say? What do you say? Jesse answering all the hard-hitting questions tonight. What do you think, Jess?
I mean, you could have gone without talking about our sex life, but
Oh, come on, Jesse.
I mean,
We're
I
an
got a
open
little bit
book here.
uncomfortable.
You like that position, don't lie. You kind of do like that position, let's be honest, right?
You would never know because I would never tell you.
Did
because
you?
of this reason.
I think you do like that. Now I think she's blushing. It's called what? Prod? What is that called? Prone? I know. Did you guys know that that was the position? Did you know that? I didn't know that. Jesse on fire. What do you guys think in the chat? Let me know. He's a nice guy. He actually is. I thought he was a prick, but he's a nice guy. He actually is a really nice guy. You know? And I asked him, I was like, what is it like, people that, say shit about whatever. He's actually decent, right? What do you think? I mean, you didn't hear the whole
I didn't really
interview.
get to, I didn't get to know him.
He's a nice guy. I hate that I like him. Like, I was wanting not to like him, Jess.
Why?
I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to hate everybody, you know?
Like, God damn it.
But I don't hate him.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind him. He's a nice guy.
Okay. Alexi says he annoys me sometimes, but he's great.
We probably do that to you, too,
Well,
so in
he's
fairness.
12 Jess says Andrew Street says I know very well that Jesse likes prone bone.
Prone bone.
Damn Savage says I don't know what the kids call anything anymore. Yeah, I thought that was like lazy doggy style or something. I can't be friends with people who's only 7 inches.
Dana's retarded strength. Thank you.
Yeah, he doesn't seem that bad, says the Gozerian. You should touch tips.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll touch tips with him.
You look like you could be brothers. You know what's funny? When I was getting ready to come in here, I caught like a few brief moments, and I was just like looking at you guys side by side, and I was like, this is like uncomfortably, like uncanny. Like,
what are you trying to say?
The appearance.
You think we look alike?
I almost wanted to vomit in my mouth a little bit. Because
hold on.
You guys.
No, we don't look alike.
Yeah, you have like the same shaped heads.
Come on, Jess. Come on,
And,
stop it.
I mean, it's a little.
Cut it out.
It's a little close.
All gingers don't look alike. Would you stop that?
Is he ginger? He's not ginger. He's like a.
Well, I think he is.
Like
I
a
don't
light
fucking know.
brown.
He's on fire,
hair.
for God's sakes. Is he messaging us on Skype? What's going on here? I feel like
Anyways.
we're getting poppity poops. Oh, yeah. Oh, there he is. Thank you, Jess. Appreciate it. That was nice of him to come on, right? What do you think?
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Yeah, listen, he's doing some good stuff on YouTube. He really is. I do respect the hustle. You're out there hustling on YouTube, nothing but respect. Did you know that Jesse on Fire is an N-word? Did you know that? I bet you didn't know that.
Well, I do now.
The chat knows that. How about you guys hit the like button, you lazy fucks? It's 2,000 people. 2,000. I wish. 200 people watching. Hit the fucking like button, friends. Hit that like button. Throw us in the algorithm. YouTube doesn't like us. So we spoke about UFC 280 at nauseum, and I got to be honest. We had similar takes in a lot of the things. I thought he had some pretty good insight on it. So if you missed it, if you missed Jesse, go run it back. Jesse on Fire, not Jesse, my co-host.
Yeah, that was weird too. Whenever you would say Jesse in the interview, and it's like always awkward because you don't know which Jesse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys look alike too, so it confuses me.
Dang it!
It confuses me a lot, but I think he had a good appearance. I think he did well. I would have
Also,
one.
he definitely argues with his wife.
You think he does?
Otherwise, some weird ass shit is going on over there.
No. Well, I mean, listen. If he picks and chooses his battles, and if she's a submissive person,
like if he's like the
No, I think she's submissive. No, I think she's submissive. I think he runs the ship. I think he runs a tight ship. Because he's on fire. His ship is on fire. So
listen, I don't live there. I'm not saying I do or do not know. I'm just saying
I think he runs a tight ship.
It's a little difficult to believe that there's a couple out there that literally doesn't argue about anything.
And he also does the pro. Was the position that sexual? He does it. He gives it to 7 inches. If I had 7 inches, we wouldn't fight, Jess. So that's our problem.
Yeah, we fight every day.
I don't have enough girth. I don't have enough length, I should say.
Damn it, Moss.
If I had 7 inches, we'd never fight.
Our relationship would be so much healthier.
So guys out there, if you want to have a good relationship, stretch your dick out.
Yeah.
That's the key to success. Who wins this fight? We didn't talk about Paul versus Silva. I didn't even put it in the title or the description. I didn't bait any of that. Friday we could go nuts on it. But who do you think wins?
I think I'm gonna go Makhachev.
Makhachev.
Are you talking about Makhachev?
I just said Paul versus Silva.
Oh, Paul Silva. Sorry. I thought we were talking about Makhachev Volkanovski. Okay. Hold on. Rewind.
Thank you.
Okay, Paul
hold on.
Silva.
Hold that thought.
Paul. Makhachev.
Yes, Makhachev wins that fight. Thank you, Lou Dog, for being a member
Paul.
for 4 months in a row. Appreciate that. Islam Makhachev wins in Paul versus Silva.
Super chat.
Oh my God, the streaker, Rue. What do we got here?
Have you guys negotiated the wife swap?
You wish.
No. His wife wouldn't want my measly 6 inches. She wouldn't want that. But she's spoiled with 7.
If she's as submissive as you say, Moss, you might like her.
I could stretch mine out to about a 6.5, and that's about it. That's it. It's not very long. It's not. And then when I'm small, when I'm flaccid, my God, it looks like a clitoris.
Ew, stop it. That's weird.
I get out of the shower. I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? I think I'm a woman. But it's all right.
I think you're a woman sometimes, too.
I do. I get out of that shower.
But
and,
for other reasons.
After I douche, I douche my penis. Thank you, Street Guru. Appreciate that.
I'm going to go Jake Paul.
Jake Paul for the win?
Yeah.
You're picking Jake Paul, really?
Over Silva? In boxing? Yeah. I don't like the guy, but that doesn't mean I don't think he's going to win. By the way, did you see he just got a new record in boxing?
Well, of course, I got to get all the information, But at this stage of the game, I still got to go with Anderson. I have to. But so you're pretty confident, huh, Jake Paul?
Not confident. That's just who I'm picking.
Wow. What do you guys think? So we're kind of split. I'll say Anderson. Jesse says Paul. Of course, on the Friday show after we collect all the data, we'll give you our locks. But right now, we're split. I'm team MMA and Jesse's team Disney.
Ann says, yes, he is definitely lying. All marriages you fight or argue. If there is no fighting or arguing, there is something going on.
Some people don't fight, though.
No, Moss. I'm telling you right now.
Lying?
There's some weird situation going on if they're not fighting.
I don't know. There's
a weird arrangement.
I feel like this is the key to not fighting. You need one person to be.
It's called side chicks and side chads.
No, I think you need one person in that relationship to just be the fucking mat, the doormat. Like someone just have to be walked all over.
Well, then we're fucked.
Yeah, we're not that. Yeah, we're fucked. Is right. But I think because I've seen situations where people don't really fight. Like one person fights and the other one's like, yeah, I'm not fighting.
Yeah, they do the okay, whatever.
Yeah,
you're right,
there's certain people that just know, listen, and then erupt like once in a blue moon, right?
I just keep thinking about us.
That's not gonna happen with us.
Oh.
Well, on top of it, we work together too, right? So working together, making sweet love with a 6-incher, a measly 6 inches doesn't do anything. And 6 inches hard, of course. 2 inches flaccid. Jesse.
I just think they have some side action going on.
I don't know, Jess. I have no idea. Nor do I care. All right. So you're picking. I want it in the chat right now. Who wins, Silva or Makhachev? No. Jake Paul. Silva or Jake Paul. Who wins? Let me know. Spam it out in the chat. Let me see. Hit the like button if you haven't done so. And we'll talk a little Cater versus Allen. That's happening Saturday as well. We're going to do a double dip.
Let's see. That's the worst is when she won't fight back, says San Marcos. Oh, so San Marcos likes some spicy.
Some people do like that. Yeah, that's true too. It is true though. Of course you don't want to fight, right? But at the same time, you don't want someone that's just a mindless mush.
Then what the fuck do you want? You can't have it both
Well, I
ways.
want a mindless mush. Don't get me wrong. I would like a mindless mush. But at the same time, too much of anything isn't good, right?
You're never going to get that.
So, Jesse, just be the mindless mush. Be my mindless mush. Anyway, all right. Silva, who we got?
Let's see. Silva, the fix is in. Is sports betting legal in Arizona? Also, if I live in a state where it's illegal, if I'm out here in Phoenix, can I bet? I believe it is.
Oh, you're good to go, bud.
But I would still just double check.
Listen, I got the answer for you. Yeah, you're in Phoenix. Shout out to Phoenix. We're Phoenix as well. MyBookie. Oh, whoopsie. All right, we'll talk about head rush in a second. But MyBookie.ag. If you want to place a bet, here's how you do it. Jesse, tell me some more about MyBookie.ag.
Bet on all of your favorite live sports, including MMA and the UFC this weekend, guys. Head over to MyBookie.ag. That's MyBookie.ag. Use promo code MMA-Holes. When you use this code, MMA-HOLES, you can receive a 100% match on your first deposit.
Yeah, hop on over to MyBookie, check it out for yourself, use our promo code, get a 100% match. And let me know how it goes, you know? Let me know. Let me know your experience in MyBookie, because I got to be honest, I like using them. You know, not only are they a sponsor of ours, I feel like their site is pretty easy to manage. So place your bets over there. Be responsible, of course. Don't make any silly, stupid bets.
No parlays.
Just have no parlays or props, okay, boys?
No parlays.
But no, seriously, thank you. MyBookie has actually moved up in my book lately. There you go, Proud Babylonian. Good stuff over there. Yeah, listen, the reason why we hooked up with MyBookie was because of, was it Vlad? I think it was Vlad came in, and he said, hey, listen, I use this. You should check him out for a sponsor. So we checked him out.
So we did.
And they're awesome. They're awesome. So yeah, check it out. You know, use our code. And
it was actually fitting because MyBookie reached out to us.
Oh yeah, wait, they did reach out to us. That's right.
And it was around the same time that they were saying.
Yeah, she's right.
That the audience was telling us to check them out, so it just kind of worked up perfectly.
Yeah, MyBookie has been our longest gambling sponsor we've had, and love the connection with them. They're awesome. So go check it out and let us know. Seriously, pluses or minuses, let us know. MyBookie is giving away free casino spins on the 29th. There you go.
Heck yeah, baby.
You can bet on any sport,
too. Capitalize on that.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you guys use our promo code, I mean, listen, I understand, it's an ad read, this and that. They support us. And even if you're gambling, like if you're already doing it, by using the code, you get the benefit and you support us as well. So they stick around longer, we get paid, you guys win money, whatever. You know, everyone wins. And if you want to get high while you're gambling, we can take care of that too.
CBDX, if you want to get high, CBDX has all of your favorite hemp products, including Delta 8 and HHC. This stuff will put you under the influence. This is not CBD. This is, what's THC. Thank you for not helping. This is CBDX. Go to CBDX.com. Use promo code MMA-Holes. That's MMA-HOLES for 20% off of your entire purchase, as well as a free gift on your first purchase. You must be at least 21 or older to purchase, and you must check your local state laws.
There you go. MyBookie does have rollover, yes. Yeah, most of these sites have rollover. So beware. Understand how rollover works before you place your bets and everything like that. But CBDX, I love very much. In fact, I will have some Delta 8 tonight. Here we go. Sheath underwear.
Sheath underwear. Treat your jewels like royalty and don't waste your money on generic underwear. Slip into a pair of Sheath today. Head over to sheathunderwear.com. That's SHEATH underwear.com. Use promo code MMA-Holes. That's MMA-HOLES for 20% off of your entire purchase. And while you're wearing Sheath underneath, make sure you're wearing Headrush above. Head over to Headrush Apparel with the link in the description. Headrush is provider of the highest quality authentic apparel for lifestyle, MMA, and action sports enthusiasts. Head over to Headrush with the link in the description using promo code MMA-Holes. That's MMA-HOLES for 20% off of your entire purchase.
By the way, yeah, Proud Babylonian's actually explaining it just right over there. So real quick before we get into our ESPN, to the people that are new to like placing bets online, if you use the promo code, it's great, but there is a rollover and you have to hit that number in order to cash out. So do a little research on rollover so you understand how that works, because if you use the promo code, you do get the benefit of the 100% match, but you do have to hit the number in order to cash out. So that is something that you have to keep in mind, okay? Okay, and yes, ESPN Plus.
Watch all your favorite live sports, including MMA, including the UFC. Head over to ESPN Plus with the link in the description below. When you use our link, you're also helping out the MMA Holes.
Yeah, so ESPN Plus, people are saying they bought the pay-per-view for UFC 280, and then I'm like, did you use our link? And like, oh shit, we'll do it next time. No, do it this time. Anytime you order a pay-per-view, anytime you watch any UFC content, use our link down below. You're going to be paying the same price, but you're helping us out at the same time, right? So if you'd like to support the show in that way, use our link in the description. Okay. Thank you to the donators. Really appreciate you guys keeping us on air over here with your donations. You're wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Some funny stuff coming in with Jesse. If you missed Jesse on Fire, run it back. Let's talk about this over here. Kattar versus Allen. Now, we just had a call. I don't know if he's in the chat. But Big Joe, we had a call, who is friendly and familiar with Calvin Kattar. Kattar has a very big fight coming up this Saturday. What time is the fight at? Hold on. It's got to be early, right? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be reacting to this, and then we'll roll over to the event that's happening. Wait, what is this? By the way, did you know that Rizin, I think it's Rizin. Is it Rizin? Help me out in the chat. And Bellator are crossing over. Did you know about this?
What? Really?
Yeah.
Where did you hear about this?
So, funny you say that. Oh, I'll pull them up now. Hopefully you didn't block me.
I just got this weird intrusive thought of like turning over and barking at you. Like just in this brief moment that we were sitting here. Oh, God. Anyways.
Wonderful.
Okay. Let's see. Give me a second here. All right, so this is, you want to know how I found out?
All right, let's see.
His name is Josh Thompson. Okay? This is how I found out. Okay, ready for this? Get ready. I mean, Josh Thompson's just full of joy and, you know, he's such a likable character.
This right now is up to the media to do their fucking job. Their job is to promote the shit out of this, to let everyone know that this is what we've all wanted. How quiet are you guys going to be now? This is your job to promote the shit out of the fact that two huge promotions with two extremely talented, a group of talented fighters are mixing up with each other and bringing you some of the best fights you're going to see in two of the biggest promotions. It's up to them. Are you all just going to sit back and bite your tongues because you know you won't get credentialed at the next UFC if you guys cover this and build this up? I just want to know. I'm calling all of you fuckers out. I'm calling every single one of you guys out. Are you going to do your job? Are you going to talk about these two big promotions, champions versus champions, number one contenders versus another champion? They're bringing their best guys together to put on a show for everybody, for the fans, for the media, for everybody. Are you guys going to sit quietly? Or are you guys going to talk about it? Are you going to do your job? That's my question. I'm throwing it out there to all the media. Are you guys going to do your job?
Okay, Jess. Are you going to do your job, Jesse?
I mean, listen, I don't disagree with him whatsoever.
I do.
I don't.
Okay.
And he made a perfect point. He said, is the reason that you're not doing it because you're not going to be able to hold up credentials with the UFC, as if like the UFC is going to punish them for covering something like this.
Well.
So he's not wrong.
Well, don't be surprised. He might not be wrong about that. Like, the UFC could blacklist you. I mean, listen.
That's what I'm saying. He's not wrong.
Yeah, they could do that. That is possible that some people are like, hey, man, I already got the credentials for the UFC. Why do I got to cover this nonsense? You know? Maybe people like that. But how about this, Jesse? Wouldn't you say former fighter Josh Thompson is part of the media now? Like, isn't he kind of part of this world?
No, he's not like showing up to these events
and
asking them questions. No, he's not.
I mean, he's covering these things. He's promoting these things, listen, right?
I think that's it's like a way different
Seems like a media member to me.
He's referring to the ones that show up to these events, cover the events, promote the events. That he's referring to them.
Okay, what about this?
The MMA manias, the MMA fightings, the bloody elbows, the MMA junkies, all of them.
How about this though? How about Bellator do their job? Because I got to be honest with you.
Well, yeah, they should do their job too.
Shouldn't they be promoting the shit out of this? Should Rizin be promoting the shit out of this? Like I mean, shouldn't they be doing their job before the media is doing their job? Maybe the media doesn't even know. Like, or maybe they do know, but they forget because Bellator's not promoting, right?
Yeah, I do agree. Bellator should be pushing this.
How about this, Josh Thompson? How about you have Bellator take their fucking head out of their ass and promote this appropriately? How about that, yeah, see?
Who is that?
I don't know. Say, Josh Thompson, you fucking pain in my ass.
I think I'm on team Josh Thompson.
No, fuck Josh Thompson and fuck his take on this. This is what I gotta say. Get off the media. There's a million things you could bash the media for. Blame your fucking boss, Bellator. Blame them. Maybe we're gonna lose credentials too now. Who gives a fuck? Blame them. Blame Bellator for this. They're doing a lousy job promoting this. I gotta be honest with you. I had no idea this shit was happening.
But you had no idea until Josh Thompson.
And it's actually kind of cool if you think about it. Right? It's a cool thing. AJ McKee, Pitbull, you got like champions versus champion over on Rizin, a crossover thing. That's fucking badass. But you have two promotions and we don't know about this. Two promoters and we don't know about this. And you can blame the media? Bro, I don't even want to watch this now. I got to be honest with you. You whining on the internet makes me not even want to see this. I don't, honestly, fucking cry me a river, Josh Thompson. All right? Cry me a fucking river. Now I'm not going to watch your stupid event, okay? Listen, there's so many things you could get on the media for. You're going to cry because the promoters aren't doing their job and you're going to blame it on the media? Get out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Go away! Go away! Get out of here! This guy and John McCarthy, two fucking yentas on the internet. Two of them. Two fucking yentas. Just yapping it away. Bitching and complaining about everything. Get out of here. Stop it. Don't infest my feed with your nonsense. Fucking A, man. What are we doing over here? The promoter's got to do the job. That's just how it works. The media is a pain in the ass. Who gives a fuck, though? If they're not going to promote your event, maybe because it's not promotable. I don't know. Does anyone give a shit about this event? What do you think? What's your take? Jesse's on team Josh. I'm on team
Josh.
I'm on team Bellator. Do your job.
Let's see. My man says JJ, no interest. Get in there. Robert says no. Ken says it's he says it's funny how Jess is usually right. So
Simpler.
nice of you, Ken. Oh, don't be jealous. You're so jealous, Moss.
That's my simp alarm. Sorry.
Man, your jealousy is
okay.
shining tonight.
Listen, simp alarm goes off every once in a while. If you guys want to hear the simp alarm, just put alarms in the chat and I will sound the alarm. Okay, boys?
Let's see. I like it. MMA media should fight. He should have named names, says Cheetos. Zark Muckerberg says Bellator need. The Godfather says bad take. Bad take, Moss.
Oh,
Wait, let me say it the way he said it. Bad take, Moss.
Simpler. Anytime you disagree with me, I'm just going to put the simple alert on.
Fook, Josh Thompson, Fat John, and Bellator says West Coast. Josh says Andrew Nance. Nightbot Loan says Sober Carl. Lou Dog says Just Great Quick Takes Love It. Oh, thank you. Zark says Bellator needs to hire Nelk boys to promote their crap.
Yeah, that's what they need. They need Steve Will Do It to run around and do shoeies.
Guys, for everyone who kept saying like, oh, what does Jesse think about Andrew Tate in the chat? And I had like no fucking clue what you were talking about. I watched Moss would put on Andrew Tate the other night on the Full Send podcast? And I am glad I did not know about this guy until now.
I got to be honest with you. I didn't know who Andrew Tate was.
My God.
I'm a fan.
What do you mean you're a fan?
I'm a fan. I'm not gonna lie. He wasn't lying.
Oh my God.
Let me just say this.
Like, it was like the whole podcast was about him just completely shitting on women.
So if you listen, I gotta be honest. Did you guys listen? Listen, I'm not a Nelk Boy fan, but when Tate was on there, it showed up in my feed. So I'm like, okay, let me watch this. I want to see what this guy's about. Andrew Tate says he has these takes that is so outlandish,
super edgy,
but are factual. Like, he's not lying about what he's saying. He's not lying.
Like, if Moss wasn't there,
he's just brutally honest.
If Moss wasn't sitting there watching it with me and explaining to me what he meant, then as a female, I would have taken it as him just shitting on women. But in all honesty, like, Moss was able to break down what he was saying, like everything that he was saying, in a more understandable way. And then I was like, okay, I don't necessarily agree, but I get it. You know?
It's his delivery and how he's saying these harsh words, bashing women. He's not really bashing them.
He's just being like brutally honest.
Yeah, he literally bases everything he says by a hard fact
or experience
that females don't want to hear. And let's be honest. Let's be serious here. Females don't they don't want to hear the truth, right? At the end of the day, they want to be lied to, right?
Well, I think females appreciate honesty, but
they want to be lied to
a certain level. Like, I don't think they want full blown honesty because they're sensitive. Like,
here's my hot take.
Very sensitive creatures.
I could get along with this Andrew Tate guy. Now, we don't agree with how we live our lives, but we do agree when it comes to males and females, right? And why do so many females cover up the fact if they know their husband, their boyfriend's cheating on them? Because they just want to be lied to. They want to live this fantasy world.
Oh, fuck no. If I knew that, fuck that.
The truth.
If I knew that you were cheating, I'd be fucking out. That's one thing I would not.
But a lot of women, okay, maybe you're not normal.
Yeah, I don't think all women are like that.
I would say the majority of women, they look the other way. And how many times you say, why is this woman with this guy, right?
I would be out.
People probably watching this stream right now, like, why the fuck is she with him, right? Like, people think that because girls, they want to live in this weird fantasy world, right? That's what they want. And what Andrew Tate is saying, he is taking the fantasy and shoving it up their ass.
Moss is delicious.
He's shoving the fantasy up the women's ass, all the ladies out there's asses, and they're all freaking out about it. But he's speaking the truth, you know. And it's sometimes people don't want to hear it, you know. If girls started rattling off the truth about guys, maybe guys get go crazy over it, like what they perceive as the truth.
I think guys have a level of sensitivity too, but you guys just cover it up with sarcasm and being a jerk. I really think that's what it is.
Listen, I've never really, I didn't know much about Andrew Tate, but everyone's talking about this guy. He's doing every podcast. So I'm like, I gotta listen. I gotta see what is going through this guy's head. And boy, oh boy. But I noticed that, like, I've seen different appearances, and he turns it up in certain situations, throttles it back, and then gives someone else a different type of hot take. Like with the Nelk Boys, he went with one approach. With another show, he went on another approach. But it all was kind of controversial in what he was saying. But all truth. It's interesting.
Yeah, he's definitely an interesting character. I'll say that.
All right, what do you guys think? Do you know this guy, Andrew Tate? And if so, what are your thoughts on the guy? Do you hate him? Do you love him? Do you tolerate him? Do you not care? What do you think?
Let's see. Ill cause I boss says The Godfather. You Dog says Andrew. Listen to the Omalley podcast with Tate, says Alex E.
So what is Top G? I don't know this lingo. Is that what he is? Is that what he calls himself, Top G? Or am I missing what you guys are saying? Top G is the fucking man. So I guess that's his name.
Top G is the fucking man. We all love him. Nope, don't care. That's the guy. Sounds like an a-hole.
Okay.
I like Andrew Tate. Never watched an interview of him. Yeah, who the fuck is that guy?
I could understand why women don't like him, though. I could understand that because he's brutally honest.
Well, it's not necessarily like don't like, because I could sit there. It was just shocking. It was more shocking than anything. Like
that's the point.
I didn't have any dislike towards him or any like hate or like negative feelings towards him. It was just like very shocking to hear the truth from someone who's just publicly like, well, here you go, guys. Like.
So do this. If you've never seen the guy before, watch him on the Nelk Boy podcast, the Nelk podcast, whatever the hell they call it. Nelk podcast, Andrew Tate. Watch it. After this stream, go over there, come back to this channel in the comment section, let me know what you think. Because I'm telling you, man, they asked him, like, the shit that he says is so fucking funny. So they're like, well, what if you date someone that is richer than you? And he's like, that's impossible. But he's like, listen, you're dating a Kardashian or something with a private jet, and you're on that woman's private jet. He goes, it instantly becomes mine. It's my jet. Says it with the straightest of faces. It's my jet now. And then he just goes on and on.
Why? What was his logic?
Watch the podcast. Watch it. It's so funny.
I only got to see like 10 minutes of it.
But I think his logic behind that is women, they're drawn to that. He goes, if he dates someone, that girl is so ruined for every guy following him is so fucked because Andrew Tate gives him the trips, the private jets, the fancy cars, the crazy vacations and dinners. And then you got to, bang Joe Schmo with the 6-inch cock over here. Not Andrew Tate. So he says he ruins every girl that he's with. He feels bad for guys that follow him. Dude's fucking nuts. But it's funny. It is funny. He's probably right. If Jessie was with Andrew Tate before me, it'd be ruined.
You must not know me very well.
Sounds like Roberto. Yeah, Andrew Tate is Roberto Hernandez. It's the same person. Yeah, maybe Roberto is that guy. You think? You think Roberto is just a player? You imagine Roberto Hernandez? I mean, the guy's got cash, right? Goes around. He's got a private jet. He's got women all over the world. He's got like 7 girlfriends.
Yeah.
He's the man. Is Roberto? He's the top dog. Roberto is. He's the high score king, for God's sakes. Roberto, is that you in the chat? Are you the MMA-Holes version of Andrew Tate?
Tate has gone Muslim. LOL Sanosi. Roberto is Top G. Is it the real Hearns? Gangsters never lie. Hello,
he's got a black belt.
Dodger tickets for life.
I hate that I actually enjoyed what he was saying. Like,
he was like cackling.
I was laughing so hard.
I was in the kitchen.
It's funny.
And get this fucking irony. I was in the kitchen making dinner. And he was sitting in there in the living room with this feet kicked up, listening to Andrew Tate and just cackling.
She was getting so mad
No.
at what he was saying.
I was
Not
never
me.
mad.
She was getting mad at what he was
No,
saying.
I never got mad at what he was saying.
She got defensive.
All I said was, it just seems like all he's doing is shitting on women.
Yeah.
I never got mad.
He's amusing. Here's the thing, like he doesn't affect you in any way, right? So like it's not like you're ever going to be affected by Andrew Tate. So if you just listen to him as a controversial personality, you have to admit there's something entertaining about him.
Yeah, well, when I realized his agenda wasn't necessarily to shit on women, but more to just kind of be honest about how men perceive situations with women, then it was like more listenable because you're curious. As a woman, you're curious what's going through a man's head, you know, in those situations.
Yeah, I don't want to spend the whole rest of the stream on Andrew Tate, but it was just it was fascinating to listen to. Anyway, so what is this? ZA versus Matsushima, Road to Asia. So they're still doing this? I didn't even know that. At 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Sunday. What is this? What time the Giants are playing? Wait, what time are the Giants playing?
Moss.
They got the afternoon. I was gonna say I'll react to this shit.
It says October 23rd, Moss.
Oh, it happened already?
3 days ago.
Oh, wow! Talk about great marketing. Did anyone know this was happening? What's the outcome? Like, look, you go on the website and nothing comes up. Is anyone watching Road to Asia? What is this? Road to the UFC or Road to Asia? What is this? Like, you click on it, nothing pops up. Did it even happen?
It says it was supposed to be on October 23rd, which was 3 days ago.
Yeah, look, it says recap, but you're not authorized to access this page.
Maybe only Asians are allowed to
Yeah.
access the page.
Yeah, it's racist. It doesn't let white people.
God.
Okay. Road to Asia. Okay. Wow, that's big heads. Okay, let's look at this thing. Calvin Kattar versus Arnold. Can Arnold Allen get the job? I think, you know what? At this stage of the game, not my lock pick, of course, but I don't mind Arnold Allen in this fight. I don't mind it. I think Arnold's a beast. He beat our boy Sadiq Yusuf. He's on a nasty win streak. He's so fucking good. Oh, that's right. Calvin is coming off the Josh Emmett loss. Dude, I forgot about that. I completely forgot. I was talking to the dude on the phone from Cage Titans. Shout out to Cage Titans. And he was talking about Calvin. I completely forgot about the Josh Emmett fight. Completely slipped my mind. That's right. He came off a split. He's losing. Calvin's going to lose. Arnold's going to smash him. It's a great fight, man. So good, man. Prospect and Arnold Allen, 18-1-0 versus Calvin's got to win this thing. It's a really solid main event. How is Allen the under? Over here he is. Is he under on shit? Is he under on my bookie? I'm probably going to put money on Arnold for the hell of it. Man, people just don't know, I guess. Calvin's good. Don't get me wrong. He's a very good striker, but what is he, 34 now? 5'11", so he's a little taller. He's got a 2-inch reach on Arnold. Damn. Okay. Let's see. Wow, look at the Tapology. 59% Allen. I like Allen in this fight. I really do. Especially as an under. I definitely like that. Oh, look at this, Jess.
Yes.
Here comes
Tate.
Andrew Tate.
My best friend slept with some broad I had a crush on in high school. Still stings, lol. I have nothing but sisters, so girls were always in my house growing up.
Oh my God.
Man shrugging.
So Roberto had to really taper the sensitivity levels around his home.
My best friend slept with some broad I had a crush on.
Yeah, remember he told us that story.
Yeah, I do remember that. He's still hung up on that. You know, it's gotta
Poor
suck.
Andrew Tate.
You know what? No, could you imagine like your how many sisters does he have? What did he say?
He didn't say how many. He just said he
He
had
has
nothing
one?
but sisters.
Imagine you have a sister and she's bringing over all these. I'm so glad I didn't have a sister because they'd be bringing home all these hot girls, and you're all charged
Your
up.
sister wouldn't have survived living with you and your brother.
Why? Anyway,
No woman would have.
I'm just like it's got to be torture, especially if you're like shy and everything like that. It's got to be torture. You know, seeing all these hot girls running in and out of your house. God, poor Roberto. I feel bad for Roberto. Can everyone say, I'm sorry, Roberto, for this? I'm sorry. Your friend's an asshole. It's not a real friend. Well, I've been in that situation before. You know, like guys are kind of messed up. Girls are messed up too, where they kind of fuck over their friend for like a situation, a hookup.
I don't know what girls you've been hanging around, Moss.
Girls are like that too. Girls are messed up. Guys and girls, they're both messed up. Guys in the chat, have you ever fucked over a friend? Ladies, have you ever fucked over a friend?
You fucked over a friend?
Well, I've had situations where like we were kind of going for the same person. Yeah, I've had that situation happen. And it's like, you know,
How old were you?
You snooze, you lose. No, but I've had a situation where I dated someone, my friend wound up marrying that person.
Well, that's not fucking you up. I'm saying
Not fucking me over, but
you
weird.
fucked a girl that your friend
okay,
was into?
hold on. No, I didn't fuck. Just hook up. You know, like
What's
make
hook up?
out or something like that. You know, it's like, you know.
Oh, so kitty shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you didn't fuck over a friend?
Well, no, not really. I don't think I did. I can't recall.
Oh my god.
I don't think I
That's
did.
fucking brutal.
Yeah, but like a hookup. You know, yeah, like let's be honest. You know, I mean, even like hooking up with someone, like it's you know.
Nah.
You know, that's not bad.
Well, I mean, it is, but you didn't sound like you fucked her.
Yeah, but still, you don't want that. You know, you don't want like your boy's tongue rolling around in the girl's mouth. You know, it's weird.
Oh, God.
You don't want that shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, right? I understand. Listen, fucking is way worse, of course.
Yeah. Well, I think
But
I don't know.
I've had
I'm
situations
not a
where
dude. I don't know how dudes look at things.
we've like I've dated people that my friends like hooked up with, and it was weird. It is weird because it's always in the back of your head. You pretend it doesn't bother you, but it's like it does. It did bother me. I'm not gonna lie, it did.
You guys are too complicated, man.
You shouldn't do that though. There's so many women out there. There's so many girls out there. Like there's no need. Like, and we were guilty of that. Like we would pass girls around in our group. Where it's like not banging, but well, in some cases it was.
You got homie hoppers in your group?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And guys would be pissed off. Yeah.
Fucking gross. It didn't gross you out?
It was weird. Yeah, it was weird.
But you still
Slim
did it?
pickings at the time, you know?
Slim pickings my ass. You guys
Some girls
were
would just
too
hover in a
lazy to
group.
go around and find other women.
That's just how it was.
That's
That was the
fucking
younger days.
disgusting.
It's weird.
Y'all nasty.
Yeah, sometimes you pass around a girl in your group. It happens. You know, it just happens.
And the girls didn't care about their own respect either. Like,
No, they didn't care.
they were just like, yeah,
They were fine with
oh,
it.
fuck anybody.
Classy girls.
Oh my god.
You're not being real. It's a yes or no. You blew your buddy's girlfriend back. Yeah, I blew her back out.
Oh,
It is weird.
Super chat.
It's weird. Any kind of hooking up's weird with your friends.
Did you see O'Malley respond to Bryce Mitchell Lowell?
I did, yeah.
What'd he say?
I've been paying attention to Sean. What do you call him? He said something about fucking his brother or some shit like that.
Oh my gosh.
I can't remember what he exactly said.
Only
but
O'Malley
it's
would
funny.
say something like that.
So O'Malley has turned, and he is leaning into the fact that he won the fight.
Yeah, I saw the tweet that said, I watched the fight back. I definitely won, or something like that.
Yeah.
With a
And-
heart. He put a fucking heart emoji at the end of it.
I don't hate how he's handling it.
Oh my god.
I think he's handling it really well.
Well, he has no choice now because people are already calling robbery on it. And he said in the post fight, he's like, when he was asked if he thinks he did enough to win, he said, I don't know. So now he has no choice but to pull the Conor McGregor effect and be like, oh, I fucking won that fight. You know?
You know, he brought up Conor too. There's really no comparison. Like, he's doing his own thing.
Oh, I don't think he's anything
So,
like Conor.
yeah,
but
Conor's
he's
trajectory
trying to
was
pull that
insane.
effect of like,
you
not
could tell he
necessarily playing the
respects
heel.
Conor. Yeah, he wants to get to that
Yeah.
level of success for sure. But what do you think? I mean, he's saying it wasn't a robbery. Do you think it was a robbery?
I was leaning in favor of Jan.
But I'm talking robbery. I understand you think Jan won.
I don't like that fucking term robbery because I feel like everyone interprets it differently.
You're immediately stupid. I think if you say
like,
robbery, you're immediately
like
dumb.
when I did the quick takes, I even said I'm just leaning in favor of Jan. I didn't say Jan was robbed because I was afraid like saying that, you know, some people might take it too literally, you know?
Yeah. Listen, you're
As
immediately
a
casual.
fan who's
okay?
watching, all right, relax. As a fan who's watching the fights, I saw the fight twice. I still felt that Jan won the fight.
There has to be
And
a
the
clear.
fact that the judges, you know, were swayed on the third round kind of gives me a little bit of that edge. But I understand stats-wise and damage-wise why Sean O'Malley won the fight.
If you can see both sides could make a clear case for their person winning that fight and it's
Yeah.
logical, there's no robbery. If you see a split decision where it's literally a coin flip and you're on the edge of your seat, it's not a robbery. There are those tight decisions that it could go either way, right? In this situation, if Jan got his hand raised, I could have seen it. If Sean got his hand raised, which it did, I could see that too. Like it's not like it could go either way. Very close fight. That's why I was on the edge of my seat. Like I wouldn't be on the edge of my seat unless I didn't think it was close, right? So if it's close, there's no such thing as a robbery. And then there's people jumping out there saying draw. I think we need to make it very clear with this draw thing. Like there are so many people out there that just don't even understand scoring at all. Like if it's a close fight, they say, oh, it's a draw. It's like, no, that's not how it works. You need like a 10-8 round. You need a point deduction. You need like things like that to happen. You know, so it's like, I feel like before every card, we should like do a stream. Say, okay, this is how you get a draw. This is what is a robbery. We need to do etiquette. We need to do etiquette before.
Scoring etiquette?
Scoring etiquette. MMA fan etiquette. We need to have a class. Maybe, actually, you know what I should do? I should make a short video every time there's a fight reaction where I'm in a classroom, right? And I say, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mystic Moss. I'm the teacher for the evening, and you could be my teacher's assistant. You could be my teacher's pet. You can sit down and raise your hand. Like, excuse me, Mr. Moss. What is a draw? Thank you for asking that, Jesse. And then I fucking write on a chalkboard because every fight card, it's the same fucking nonsense. Like, and I understand if you're not a big fan of the sport, okay, fine. But don't throw things out there if you don't know what the fuck you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you have an opinion and you think a person won a fight, fine, you can argue about that. But don't say, oh, that should have been a draw when there's no possible way that could be a draw. You know, it's silly. Silly stuff. Anyway, so you think it was close?
Yeah, it was
robbery.
Definitely super duper close, but I wouldn't necessarily call it a robbery.
Okay.
I can see both sides.
Okay.
But I still lean in favor of Jan.
Sean O'Malley champion? What will happen?
Fucking shit. I mean, he's practically lined up now, so... and the UFC loves to bank on fighters' marketability, and O'Malley's extremely marketable, so I'd be stupid to assume it wouldn't happen.
I had a good conversation with Jesse on Fire. We were kind of on the same page here. You know, when Aljo said, you know, he threw Sean O'Malley out again. Aljo wants O'Malley. Why do you think that is? I mean, and he's yelling at people on Twitter, Sean O'Malley's not an easy fight. No, that's not what we're saying. It's the easiest. Like, it's the biggest bag.
Given how the other competitors, I think Sean O'Malley would be an easier one for him.
I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Aljo's been so active on here, so I can't. Where's his tweet? Yeah, I mean, he's been going crazy with. I mean, Aljo's been going apeshit on Twitter.
I can't with Aljo. Don't even get me started.
Did you see this, guys? Did you see this? I mean, it is confirmed. Hold on. It's concerned, guys. It's confirmed. Why is this not moving? That's weird, right?
It's locked.
Why is it? Oh, shit. When did that happen? Okay, here we go. It's confirmed. What do you think? There it is. It's true. It's the truth. They are in a relationship. That's why they're not fighting. But no, Aljamain Sterling versus Sean O'Malley makes total sense. If you're Team Aljo, that's the fight to make, right? What does Dana White say at the press conference? They go, Dana, who's next for Aljo? I think Henry Cejudo. This is the same. This is the same Dana White. This is the same Dana White that said Cejudo has been retired for how long? Cejudo is not being tested.
Cejudo said for the right money he would come back.
No, Dana White dismissed any Henry Cejudo stuff previously. But he said, I don't want this guy fighting O'Malley. I want someone to take out Aljamain Sterling and then give... I mean, Dana's legit. Dana should have got on the mic and says, I do not like Aljamain Sterling. I hate him.
He wants Aljo out.
He wants Aljo out so bad. So
like,
bad.
Fuck this guy.
Dude, Dana, just say it.
He wasn't supposed to be the champ.
He said Cejudo. My man Dana White's been like, yeah, Henry Cejudo doesn't deserve it. He's not even on the roster. He doesn't deserve it. Next question. Henry Cejudo, no. Who do you want Aljamain Sterling to fight in his next fight to defend his belt at bantamweight?
Whoever's gonna kill him.
Henry Cejudo. What? What? Oh my God. He's not even disguising the shit anymore. Not even disguising it. Henry Cejudo. He's next. I love Dana. He don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck. What do you think?
Let's see. Sober Carl says, Guido, it's all a clusterfuck. JJ says, if Sean beats Cejudo, he earns my respect heavily. I think Jones will come back, says Proud Babylonian. Sober Carl says, Savage, is he really? What? And then you thought it. Are you not watching Quick Takes, Sober Carl? Carl? Are you not watching MMA Quick Takes? Because I believe I did mention that Cejudo is back in the USADA testing pool.
You two should pay a fighter to get a MMA hole tattoo.
We can't even get someone from the audience. You know, years ago, people were like, I'm going to get the tattoo. I'm going to get the MMA-Holes tattoo. No one has gotten it. No
You should be
one.
ashamed of yourself,
dare
Sober
they.
Carl.
Thank you. Thank you,
Hurt
Steve
my
Yoder.
feelings.
Wonderful, wonderful.
In this hypothetical teacher video, can we request that the teachers bet wear a Catholic schoolgirl outfit? Unless, of course, Jess takes the role of teacher, and in that case, please disregard.
I will wear the schoolgirl outfit.
I want you to wear a Catholic school.
I will wear it.
I was just thinking of Moss.
I will wear
Those
it.
little chest hairs poking out from the top of the dress.
We should do, though. I think that is a good bit before our, fight reactions. Like, the etiquette to, like, what you should do as a UFC fan or as a combat sports fan. Chat etiquette, like everything. So we can just get it out of the way so we don't have to repeat ourselves every 5 fucking seconds, When people start yelling stupid shit, We should do it. I'm just too lazy. Should I? I don't know. Eventually I'll do that. Thank you, Tropic Tom, Steve Yoder, everyone that dropped the donation. Wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful,
All
wonderful.
right. So, yeah, anyway. All right, who you have in this fight? Calvin Kattar versus Arnold Allen. Who
I'm
you picking?
probably going to go Cater.
You're picking or
Yeah.
you're leaning towards Kattar, okay?
Leaning towards Cater, yeah.
Okay. Tim Means versus Griffin. Okay, that's the guy that knocked the ear off. Oh, DeLeeds is back versus Phil Hawes. That's good.
Khalil Roundtree's fighting, too.
Roundtree. That's a good card.
That's a good one.
Trayshawn Gore versus Josh Frems.
Andre Arlovsky's fighting.
That's Drunk Savage. Damn Savage's boy.
Chase Hooper.
Big Chase. Why is Chase buried on this thing, man? When are you going to give this kid respect?
Cody Durden.
Hey, it's not. Hey, Luke Thomas is fighting.
Not a bad card.
Look, Luke's back.
Is that Asian Luke?
No.
that's not Asian.
Remember Asian Luke Thomas? We had to pull it down. Who was Asian Luke Thomas? That was
I
hilarious.
can't remember the fighter's name. Someone remember the fighter's name for Asian Luke?
You scared me into taking that post off. I actually pulled it.
Yeah.
I actually
thank
pulled
God
the trigger.
You did.
Asian Luke Thomas. That was great. This is not a bad. Joseph Holmes. Oh, this guy over here. He bounced back though. His debut was terrible. He's the guy with the mustache. Oh, Parks is a nasty dude. Ooh, boy. This is a good card. This is a good fight night. It's a sleeper. I don't hate this card at all. So what time does it start? It starts at
I think it's noon our time. Oh, 1.
1 p.m. Oh, my God. So 1 p.m. The main card is at 4. And that should roll into Jake Paul.
Oh, guacamole. That's going to be quite the night.
Okay, another marathon stream. Chat, let me know with ones, unos, if you're going to be in attendance on Saturday as we do the UFC Fight Night rolling into the Jake Paul Anderson Silva card. Let us know in the chat with unos.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Oh, I got an announcement to make, too.
What's this about getting an MMA hole tattoo? I'm game. Just depends where.
Right on your butt cheek.
I tell you what, if Sonosi got that thing,
On your butt cheek.
fucking A, man.
I want to see it on your butt cheek.
That'd be something else. Yeah, it could be anywhere. I don't give a shit where it is.
Butt cheek.
You would be the first person. Wow, a lot of people could be joining us. Cool. Good stuff. Imagine, yeah, I tell you what, if Sonosi got that, that's pretty fucking badass. The 1.5 K King getting a MMA-Holes tattoo would be pretty badass. People are saying the butt. Yeah, it'd be cool. So Saturday night is a special night for the MMA-Holes community. Did you know that, Jesse?
Is it?
Very special night. I'll give you one guess. Why it's special. Uriah Hall will win. He'll defeat
give me a
the
hint?
football player. It's someone's birthday.
Michael Anzalone?
Michael Anzalone's birthday. He would have been, what, 47, I think? Or 46? 46 or 47.
We have to do something special.
Michael, and there it is, Sober Carl. Michael Anzalone, the GOAT of the MMA-Holes. His birthday, we do remember. It's in the calendar. Saturday, this Saturday. So while we're streaming,
I forgot.
we will throw a remembrance to the GOAT,
Yeah, can we do like a little birthday party for him?
Michael Anzalone.
Oh, we have to invite Dottie.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we have to tell Dottie.
Mike's mom.
She
So if
would
you don't
love
know, and you see in the chat right now, he's popping up. Little Michael Anzalone has with the angel. Michael passed away a little while. What was it, 2 years now? Has it been 2 years? I guess.
It's been 3 because we had Ellie almost 2 years. Well, we came here almost 2 years ago, and
3
Mike
years?
passed.
Holy shit! Was it 3
Maybe
years?
2.5 years. I can't fucking remember.
Yeah. Anyway, he passed away, and it's just a
2019? 2
messed up situation. Too young, gone too soon.
3 years.
Sweetest human being out there, and he passed on. So we remember him on his birthdays, and when he passed, maybe it's 3 years.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
2019.
So even if you're new to the channel, listen. This is what I keep reminding everyone. It doesn't matter if you've been here from day one or if you're here for one day. It doesn't matter. We're a community over here, and sometimes, you put an imprint on people's lives by just hanging out in the chat room. It's so freaking cool to see everyone just become friendly and intertwine and know each other. And I don't know. It's just cool. We all come here for the same reason. So it's a community, the MMA-Holes, and we appreciate you guys popping in here, and some people just shine to the top, and Mike was one of those guys. So much respect to Michael Anselm, buried with an MMA-Hole shirt on. Crazy. Real good dude. So shout out to Mikey. Saturday we'll celebrate his birthday, and it'll be wonderful.
Mikey.
Wonderful.
Yeah, he was great. A charming person in the chat. Okay. Yeah, so Uriah Hall I think is going to win. I hope he wins. He's boxing a football player in the co-main event. Always a fan of Uriah, even though he's always blowing us off. Let's go to 70K. Yeah, look at this. Dude, what the hell? We had 2,000 subscribers in one night.
Nuts.
UFC 280. 2,000 plus in one night. Incredible. So we'll have 70K before the year is up. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe for that. And that's that. Okay. You have anything to add?
No, Mas, I do not. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will be live again on Friday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time for Fook Off Friday. Also, a quick takes video is going up tomorrow, so make sure you guys hit like, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you so much to our sponsors. Thank you, Jesse on Fire, for coming on to the show. Thank you, Julian Lane. And as always, don't be an a-hole, be an MMA-Hole.